Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Was Cheated and Became Red Dragon of Remnant Part 11. Before we start, please go support ZBX6779 for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. Part 27. One big family. They broke the news to their loved ones, everyone celebrates, and the only weird thing is seeing Issei wear 6 rings on one finger. Luckily they adjust in size when he grows or shrinks. Irina had asked for some help to make these. They are all planning on having separate weddings in due time. First up is Irina, then Kuroka, Yang, Blake, Ruby and then Cinder. Rafia, Coco and Serafal went ballistic with the wedding dresses. Issei went to celebrate with the guys. It's time for his bachelor party after all. Issei, his father, Ironwood, John, Ren, Team SSSN, Yatsuhashi, Fox, Crow, Tai, Gira, Clover, Marrow, Vine, Hazel, Surziches, Azazel, Ajuka, Ospen, Thor, Drake, Great Red, Tannen, Volley, Michael, Motohama and Mitsuda are all together having a massive party. Out of respect and common sense, no strippers were allowed, but enough drinks to fill an Olympic swimming pool courtesy of Thor. Let's say everyone was scared out of their minds when Great Red drank about half the pool. He got wasted and flew around Remnant like a grunkle in How to Train Your Dragon. Great Red. Behold Hick, I am the dragon of dreams Hick, and your dreams are Hick, the embodiment of WTF Hick. Luckily he fell asleep later in patch, and they all took pictures with him snoring. Azazel passed around a couple of gloves infused with dust crystals, and they can do the exact thing Issei does. Even Issei's father showed quite some talent. Ironwood had gotten Issei a hover bike which is brand new and tested. There are no bug or problems. Issei needs only to boost and transfer power to it to make it run. He thanked Ironwood, and he rides it like a pro. Azazel is upset that he didn't think of this. Ajuka is also thinking of a gift that only he can use, but 6 of the girls too. The girls planned 6 bachelorette parties, 1 party per month. This gave everyone plenty of time to plan for the weddings. During Irina's bachelorette party, only some of the girls drank, and Nora is among those who did not drink. She told Ren that she's pregnant with his kid. Ren is ecstatic, but doesn't share the news until a few days after the party. A few days passed and then break the news. Thor is happy for her to no end. He wants to do a gender reveal using lightning. He did that for Mercury and Emerald when they had a little boy whom they named Darius Black. Fun fact. The color of lightning depends on the voltage, cloud density, moisture etc. Azazel gets Issei a pet Shiba. He and everyone who watch Hachiko nearly cried. Issei and his family can't keep themselves away from him. Zwei has a new companion now other than the grim familiars. While everyone is planning her bachelorette party, Kuroka felt different. Issei and everyone noticed that she has this radiant glow. Kuroka. I feel different. Blake gives her a box. Blake. It's been about a month, time to make sure. Kuroka. This is I'll be back in 5 minutes. She goes to the bathroom and uses the pregnancy test. After 5 minutes she comes out and hold up the pregnancy test. Kuroka. It's positive. A smile creeps on everyone's faces and then it all erupted into cheers. Issei embraced his fiancée and they tell all of their friends and family. They all congratulate her and Issei is firing every bullet from his cane into the air from his roof out of sheer joy. Immediately he's already turning one of the many empty rooms in his house into a nursery. The ladies are planning a baby shower when the time comes. Kaneko is there for her sister at all times, but she can't help but feel envious. She wanted to have kids with Issei, but her chance is long gone. Her face visibly displays remorse, envy and guilt. When Riaz and the others saw then one day, they couldn't help but worry about her, and she broke down. She accidentally let it slip that Issei is now engaged to 6 women including her sister, and that he's going to be a dad. The guys in Asia are thinking of a gift for him, but the girls cried alongside Kaneko. They all want to trade places with his fiancés. All except for Kaneko because she's accepted that she can't get him back even though she wishes that she could. Zenobia, Ravel, Riaz, Akeno and Ross would still have his useless pawn pieces and want to be with him. It physically hurts them to see how he's happy without them. Akeno was trying to move on, but now she knows that her feelings for him are rooted far deeper than she could have imagined. Same goes for all of the girls and they are going nuts. The guys had to restrain them. Of Team rwby. Ruby. I can't believe that just happened. Yang. We got engaged at the same time and Kuroka is going to be a mom. Weiss. Congrats again. It's all happening so fast. Blake. Thanks, I'm more happy about Issei. We just saw how he was ready to put his pain and fear behind him. Sniff, he really is strong. He wasn't afraid at all when all 6 of us proposed. Now he's going to be a dad and we're going to be stepmoms. Yang. Well, he treats us like queens, it's only right that we treat him like a king. Ruby. I just remembered something. Blake, you said that you would tell us how you're in a relationship with Kuroka. Well, you're both also engaged to him and he's cool with it. Blake. Oh yeah, well this is going to sound weird, but don't judge me, okay? Weiss. We won't, go ahead. Blake. Sigh, right, the thing is that she and I are both bisexual. Issei knew that since the night the 3 of us spent in Kyoto. Yang. Go on. Lake. I know what you're thinking, it looks like I'm cheating, but we talked about in private a while back, he says that he's totally cool with it. He never treated us any differently. Ruby. I actually have a question if that's okay. Lake. Ask away. Ruby. Is it incest or self-say? Yang. That's a good question. Weiss. What? Lake. How is it like any of those things? Ruby. Think about it, similar abilities and part cat, know how to fight, same eye color, into the exact same kinks, you also fell for the same man for the exact same reasons. You two are like twin sisters in every way but blood, so that would make it similar to incest in a way, but if you two are alternative versions of each other, then it's like you're having hex with yourself, so self-say or masturbation. I know it's a weird question, but I can't get it out of my head, it bucked up my head while Issei bucked me down below. Their eyes widened. Yang. Damn it, now I can't stop thinking about it. Weiss. I've been around you three for too long cause now I'm just thinking about it, which is it? Lake. Both. Yang. Both. Ruby. Both. Both are interesting answers. Weiss. Well, thanks for coming out and sorry that we ruined your moment. Lake. I trust you three and I'm happy that she and I have each other and Issei as our life partner. She looks at her ring. Lake. We're getting married soon, mom and dad are so happy. Ruby. Yeah, Kuroka is going to be a mom, and so will Nora. Yang. I'm kind of jealous, but I don't regret taking the pill. Kuroka wanted to have his kids as soon as she could and it was her birthday. Lake. She's earned it. So Weiss, how's the love life with Volley? Weiss. Blushes, it's going pretty good. We're taking it nice and slow. Yang. The White Dragon Emperor and the Ice Queen, I wonder what your kids would look like. Weiss. Cute, no doubt. Yang. Flat too. Weiss. Damn you, Xiaolong. Yang. Soon to be Hayato Ice Queen, haha. Weiss starts jazzing her around like old times. But Issei, as is Elena Juka. Issei. So you're going to deploy the next tech in the least developed countries. Azazel. Yes, but little by little. We're going to provide them with the knowledge and they'll change the world, but you're needed. Issei. For what? Ajuka. You're going to be traveling to lots of places and grow dust crystals. We will send agents to cast spells on the humans and they'll think that they invented this new technology. Issei. It's the safest option. Azazel. You need only to grow the crystals and things will take their course. Issei. Better get to it then, but how long will I be gone? Ajuka. Depends on how many crystals you grow and how much. Issei. Then the sooner I finish, the better. My fiancés are waiting for me. One of whom is pregnant. Azazel. Already worried about them, she'll be fine for a bit. After this is done, we can talk about the next rating game and a new show. Issei. Sure. He's given a map which has all the locations that he needs to go to. Ajuka has an idea that makes him smile, which is very rare. Ajuka. Issei. Issei. Yes. Ajuka. Would you mind leaving the gauntlet here? I wish to run a few tests. Issei. Of course. He gives him the gauntlet and sets off. Azazel. What are you thinking? You rarely ever smile like that. Ajuka. I just came up with one idea that requires your help. Azazel. Lay it on me. Issei goes home and tells the girls what's happening. They want to go with him and he agrees, they can see the rest of the world and he can get his job done. They set out. Over the next 2 weeks, Issei uses earth dust to create massive caves in remote areas. He boosts several times and used that power to grow large amount of dust crystals inside. While the girls are having fun, Issei is happily making a difference. He still thinks about his visions in the cave. He had to lie to Milikus about knowing who he is deep down, but he feels like he's just inches away from the answer. He can remember the visions clearly, how his former lovers appeared with a smile while the past hosts tried to help him. He remembers how he was comatose for a few months, but doesn't know any more than what Irina told him. She went into detail about how everyone got along, but not much about the negative effects. Issei. Saijin. You know I'm here, I need your help. Meet me at my house in Kuo once I get back. He gets back to work. During their travels, they saw how some places are in the worst possible state. The girls are horrified, Blake most of all, because back in Remnant, faunas were discriminated against, but on Earth, a lot of people will discriminate each other for no reason. When the job was done, the girls confronted him. Cinder. What the hell did we just see? Ruby. They are in so much pain. Blake. Issei, those places, those people. Issei. We're going to change that very soon. This world is far more complicated and since you're a part of it you needed to see both the good and the bad. Irina. I know how you girls feel, but we can't change everything so quickly. All of you are used to seeing magic, monsters and semblances, but the people here are not so lucky, they aren't as accepting of change on such a grand scale. When inevitable change occurs, chaos follows, so that's why it will happen slowly. Blake. What kind of changes will you implement and how? Issei. Azazel and Ajuka have created advanced tech that humans can understand and build. We went to the least developed countries for exactly that reason. I create dust crystals while they send agents to implant the technology specs into the minds of the right people, and the right circumstances will also be created. Cinder. What if the people create their own version of the SDC controversy? Will they enslave each other too? Issei. It'll be the last thing they do if they cross that line. I carefully created caves and they are stable, mining crystals that grow shouldn't be that much of a problem. rwby. That's a relief. Issei. Yup, now we can rest easy. Anyone else feeling tired? Yang. Issei, you have been working a lot in training too. You should take a break, you still haven't fully recovered. Issei. I'm okay Yang, really I'm done now. I did my part and helped both my world and yours. My priorities have changed now. Cinder. But those would be. Issei. Spending the rest of my life with you ladies. Arena. Wow, you're smooth. Cinder. But rough when the time is right. rwby. True. Issei. Now all that's left is the new show that Surziches will replace the Grab and Dragon show with and possible future rating games. Blake. With all those super-powered beings around, it's basically suicide in my opinion. Issei. Not really, very rarely are there any deaths, but it's a controlled tournament like the Vital Festival. Kuroka. It's true. So anyway, who's hungry? Cinder. I could eat. Yang. Same. Issei. Let's eat then. They all have dinner together. Issei's parents can't stop talking about having their first grandkid. While they all talk, Issei goes to the roof and within seconds, there's Jin standing right next to him. Issei. Hello, Jin. Jin. Greetings Issei, glad to see that you're going better. Congratulations on getting engaged and having a kid on the way. Issei. Thank you, there are some things I need to see. Jin. Regarding what happened during your coma. Issei. Yes. Please show me. Jin. As you wish. She snapped her fingers and he sees what happened around him when he was comatose. Flashback. Issei is in his hospital bed, hooked up to machines that Azazel brought. His parents are asleep in the chairs next to his bed, Yang and rwby are by his bedside, they are holding his hand and caressing it with their thumbs. rwby. Issei, please wake up soon. Yang. Everyone is waiting. They rarely ever left his side, when they did, Blake and Kuroka would stay by his side, Irina would pray, and Cinder could only watch from outside, along with Neo, Hazel, Emerald and Mercury. Emerald has mixed feelings about Issei, he looked like a regular guy when she tried to pickpocket him, but saw his dark side when he beat up Cardin and his team, destroy Adam the first time, then kill him when Adam hurt Yang, took on an army twice and won each time, he has the power to destroy the world easily and kill gods, he's a monster in her eyes, and she's scared of him, but then again, everyone else here isn't because they know that he's a good man or a good dragon is more like it. Everyone here knows what she knows and they love him to no end, he too loves to no end unless he's betrayed, he has an impact on everything and everyone, he used his power for good, he shouldn't be in such a state. She looks at Cinder and Neo who also came to love him. We can see Kuroka using sage arts to try and help him, she's trying so hard but can't focus. Blake pulled her away as she started crying and they left the room. Weiss and JNPR came to check on him. John puts a blanket on Issei's parents so they sleep in more comfort. Weiss. Seeing him like this it isn't right. Ren. He really went beyond his limits this time. Nora. I should go pay those girls visit. John. And break their legs. Nora. And then glue their you know what closed. Purra. HMP, that's what they deserve. With Kuroka and Blake outside the hospital. Blake. Stay strong for him, he'll wake up. Kuroka. Sniff, I'm trying sniff, it's not right. The man who looked after my sister and helped us reconcile is knocking on death's door, he didn't try to hurt me, even though I hurt him while he protected my sister, he's the reason I'm happy again, and before I know it, his heart is ripped to shreds and he runs away, I finally see him again, and he's sniff book. Blake immediately hugged her and didn't let go. Blake. I know how you feel, he never judged us and saved me and my family, you know, you and everyone else were always in his thoughts, he would tell us about his dimension and his trip to Kyoto. He indirectly talked about you too. Kuroka. He did. Blake. Yeah, that's also how we knew about you guys. Kuroka. He really did think about us. What also? What other methods allowed you guys to know about us? Blake. We have magic here too, there's an artifact called the Lamp of Knowledge, and there's a spirit inside that knows all past and current events. My guess that when she saw Issei, a link between our universes formed and that's how she was able to see into your universe, her expression said it all. We also saw his past, we understand now. Kuroka. Blake. He deserves love and I say that all 6 of us girls should try and heal his heart once he wakes up. I want all of us to be together again and eat the sushi he makes. Kuroka. He made that for you too. He was so busy back home that I rarely ever got to try it, but it was so good when I did get to eat it. Naya. Blake. Not going to lie, that was pretty cute. Hiroka. Sorry but it happens when I'm excited. Blake. I wonder if I look cute by say that. Hiroka. Try it. Blake. Naya. Hiroka. Adorable. The two share a laugh. They look into each other's eyes and feel a connection. Their faces turn red and they immediately back away. Hiroka. What is this feeling? Blake. I think I'm bisexual and so are you. Hiroka. But I know deep down in my heart that I'm in love with Issei. Blake. As am I. Hiroka. Maybe we should stick to being friends. We're both emotional right now. Blake. I think you might be right. We simply get along really well and almost took it too far. Hiroka. Right. Blake. Why don't I show you around Atlas? Hiroka. I'd like that. Blake gives her a tour and shared stories, such as the time she ate too much sushi while in a boat. How she looked a few months pregnant in the morning and how she made a sexual innuendo in front of her parents and Issei. Hiroka couldn't stop laughing and told her how it's her dream to have kids and save her race. They didn't leave each other's side and later went to check on Issei. Hiroka is in a better state of mind and uses sage arts. There is slight improvement in his condition, but her heart broke again when he sheds a few tears, even though he's comatose. She places her hands on the sides of his head, uses sage arts in his mind. Whatever nightmare he's having seems to fade as she could feel his mind relax. Blake held his hand and his grip slightly tightened. They are happy to see that. Crow is currently tearing ironwood and Raven a new one. Crow. Now you know why I always hated your lack of faith in people. My nieces are crying because the one they love is at his lowest. He's only alive because of the machines keeping him that way. That's the only reason that those two girls have some shred of hope. I is holding back Crow from killing the two who accept his rage. Raven is also torn. Raven. You think I'm happy about what I did? I had to take Summer's life when Salem experimented on her and made her a monster. I still feel like I destroyed our family once more. Sniff. Summer was the one that kept us together. She's gone because of Salem and myself. Now Issei shows up and he brought all of us together again and I went ahead and did what I always do. I screw it up. Yang gave me a second chance and what do? I nearly killed the man she loves. He's the Summer Rose of both universes and look what I did. Ironwood. I'm to blame. I was the one who put you up to it. I'm going to try anything I can to make it up to him. What happened to Summer Rose is all Salem's fault. You should go to Yang and Ruby. They need their family at a time like this. Let's go of Crow. He's right. We can only pray for his recovery. Let's go see Yang and Ruby. They need us. Crow. I'm watching you too. Try anything and you'll know why I call Weapon Harbinger. Ironwood. Gulp. Raven. The four of them leave and find Yang and Ruby outside of Issei's room. They embraced the girls and supported them. Ironwood is still in his office thinking about everything that happened, how lots of people are coming and going just to see Issei. Ironwood. Issei, you helped save the world and I'm partly to blame for your current state. I'm not fit to be a leader if I can't do right by one friend. Back to the others. Grafia is getting along with the Schnee family. Weiss and Winter tell their family about Issei and who he really is. Grafia is there too and she can confirm the facts. Grafia even teaches the two how to use ice for proficiently and they have some success. Grafia and Klein get along too because he went from being a servant to dating the top woman in the Schnee family. Grafia is a servant to the Grimmery family by choice, but still makes Urziches scared and aroused. Willow noticed how the two laughed together. Willow. Is there a thing between you two? Klein. Honey, you know you're the one I love and she's married. I am a homemaker, not a homewrecker. Grafia. We are all adults here with common sense and hindsight to know that it'll only cause trouble. It's never worth it. Willow. I'm relieved to hear it. Klein. How about I get us some cake and tea? I'll be back in a moment. He leaves and brings back what he said he would. Grafia enjoyed his tea and cake. Grafia. Would you mind giving me the recipe? The flavor is delicious and I've never tasted anything as unique as this before. Office. Did someone say cake? Klein. What the? Willow. Where did you come from? The two fell out of their chairs. Grafia. Hello, office. Office. Hello. Sorry for my sudden appearance. I have a thing for cake like Nora has a passion for pancakes. Grafia. Care to join us? Willow and Klein look at each other and the back towards her. Office. If I'm not imposing. Grafia. Nonsense. You must try this scrumptious cake our friend Klein has baked. Office. Thank you. She has cake and Grafia introduced her to the Schnee family. They quickly accept her as a guest and receive compliments on the cake. As they talked, Grafia slowly grew silent and has a 1,000-yard stare. Willow. You're worried about him. Grafia. Huh? Oh. Yes. I am. He's like a little brother to me. Willow. From what you told me, he's been through this before and I know that he'll pull through again. Office. He will. Us dragons don't go down so easily. They both smiled and continued to chat. Back to Issei in his comatose state. It's been a month now and his body is less muscular. Michael is giving his parents much deserved hope and comfort. Irina stayed by his side and Asia was also allowed to visit him. She too cried and blamed herself. Yang and Ruby are scared as they see his condition weaken. They are taking out their frustrations by sparring in the fields. Their forms are all wrong. They are fighting like angry amateurs. Volley stops the fight. Ollie. You're not focused. Ruby. We don't need a lesson from you of all people. Yang. Just leave us alone. Ollie. Or what? Ruby aims her rifle towards him and Yang summoned her gauntlet. Yang. You're dead, that's what. Ollie. HMP. Sorry for trying to help. Maybe I should pay Issei a visit. Yang activates her balance breaker and punched him. He actives his gear just in time and blocked her attack. Ruby fired at him and Volley dodged the bullet. Yang. You won't lay a finger on him ever again. Ollie. Then stop me if you can. Ruby uses partial transformation and Yang attacks. They attack in sync and give Volley a decent fight. Ollie. Is that all you two can do? Hayato always picks weak mates. Oh wait, he didn't pick you yet. Yang. Shut up. They attack again and hold nothing back. Volley however does not go all out. He let them use him as a punching bag because he can take it. If they fought each other in their current state, then they could have hurt each other. But he landed a few hits too, and Yang tanked them. She activated her semblance and punched Volley. It's a direct hit, and his armor broke. He got the wind knocked out of him. Volley. Not bad at all. Sigh. Ruby holds the scythe to his throat. Ruby. If you touch him or his loved ones, then you'll know true pain. Yang. You damn battle maniac, just leave us alone. Why did you come here anyway? You gloat. Ollie. Not at all. You two needed to vent, you're scared and angry. You need to because you weren't in the right mental state to spare and could have hurt each other. If Issei woke up to see you two wounded, he'd blame himself. Find the right way to cope, be strong. The two look at each other. They are calmer now. Yang. Why help us? You don't owe us anything. Ollie. I owe him. He also helped me out so this way I'm returning the favor. Now come at me. Use that semblance again. He dons his balance breaker. Yang and Ruby spar with him, and Volley is impressed by them. They are creative with their abilities. Ruby uses the scales that fly around when her semblance is activated to hinder her vision. Yang fired dragon shots when he couldn't see, and then blocking tails whips, bullet fire enhanced by dust. When Yang activates her semblance, he can feel the force, the technique, the training, all of it in her attack. His armor breakers again. Volley. Well done. Hayato did that to me when we first fought by using Ascalon. You did that by using your own strength. I can't help but wonder how powerful you would have been if you had the real boosted gear. You would have surely been a very deadly red dragon empress if you used the juggernaut drive. Your sister would have been the fastest no doubt. Go get some food then go to sleep in a real bed. You two need it. Yang. Okay thanks Volley. Ruby. We'll be watching you. Suddenly Great Red lands next to the fields as the two leave. Volley. I'm already being watched HMP. You continue to have women fall for you Issei. At least the Schnee girl has standards hahaha you better wake up soon. Issei continues to see how much the people miss him. He sees the flashbacks of everyone in his universe. How Kauno and Milikus hoped he would come back soon. How Surziches cried in his office in the underworld. How Azazel just dived into his work. How Volley was empty on the inside. How Blake's parents wanted him to wake up and recover. Team CFVY and SSSN all came to visit him. Velvet is so distraught that her savior is in such a state. Ozpin and Maria are greatly worried about him too. Maria is heartbroken to see him like this. His parents also met her. Boru. Greetings. Mickey. Hello, are you a friend of our son's? Maria. I am. You two raised a hero. If it wasn't for him then everything would have been so much worse. Mickey. How did you two meet? Maria tells them the story of their trip to Argus, how he used his wings to shield her from the cold, and how they encountered the Apathy Grim and then went to Argus safely, how he took being a huntsman very seriously. How he became the best huntsman and the Dragon of Atlas. Later on, even Raven would open a portal to his room and leave flowers for him. No one was around at the time. She finds that she does care for him. He did help her reunite with her family and help stop what tore her family apart in the first place. He gave her a better life. She doesn't feel as cold-hearted as she used to. She cried a little when she sees him hooked up to life support. Raven. Issei, I am so sorry. You don't have to forgive me, just wake up and live your life with Yang or Ruby or both if they agree to share. But after how much you've been hurt, they'll understand if you're not ready right away. At times, Ironwood would also visit. He met Issei's parents and tells him of how they have made so much technological progress, the dust fields around the world, how efficient they are, how he trained his ace ops when he was a student at the time and is among those who graduated early. Scene changed to everyone getting along and exchanging stories about him, like how he lifted Thor's hammer to beat Loki, took down Diodora etc. But in the next few months during which he was still comatose, he grew even weaker and skinnier. How everyone is utterly terrified that they might lose him. Everyone tried calling out to him but no response. His parents cried by his bedside. Boru. Issei, it's been months now, please wake up. Mickey. You are our only child, our miracle child. You proved the doctors wrong when they said that we couldn't have one, now prove them wrong once more. Drake. Wake up, partner, everyone is waiting for you. Mickey. You heard Drake, right? His mother held his hand and squeezed it. After a few seconds she felt her hand being squeezed too, but weakly. They look at him and his eyes opened up a bit. He's awake. He looks around and can't tell what's going on, why everyone is cheering for him and why his body hurts, why it feels so weak. His vision is slightly blurry and can't tell who's around him. He can barely hear. Irina hugged him and so did everyone else. He was confused as to what happened and didn't remember anything, but it all came flooding back to him. This vision cleared and is happy to see everyone, but is also upset about everything else. The months of physical therapy, the mood swings, even though he's awake now, everyone noticed how depressed he is, and everyone remembers his words about the afterlife and the betrayal. He needed a cane to walk, and then everything that happened to current events, which includes his talk with Kuroka and Blake. Those two realized that they are attracted to Issei and each other, and felt like it was wrong when they obviously love him. Issei is happy that they trust him enough to share this with him. He says that if they make each other happy then it's fine. He pointed out that there are 4 others who are dating him at the same time, so it's only fair. End of flashback. Issei is holding back his tears. Issei. They never left my side, none of them. They were worried for me and cried for me. Jin. Yes. You have a positive impact on many. Issei, I'm sorry about what happened back in Atlas. Issei. It's alright. Sigh, this more than makes up for it. Thank you. Jin nodded and disappeared. She's out there enjoying her freedom. Issei can't hold his tears anymore. He now knows who he really is. He's someone who is loved and always gives love in return. He protects, he saves as many as he can and makes children smile. He gives it his all and only uses power to protect. Irina followed him to the roof and saw his tears dripping. She immediately got worried but then relaxed when she saw his smile. Irina. Darling, what's WR? He pulled her in close and kissed her. He broke the kiss after 5 seconds. Issei. I get it now. There doesn't have to be some divine answer, it's the obvious one right in front of us. I know who I am now. I feel complete. She smiled. Irina. You mean a lot to a lot of people. You're someone very important to them and us. Issei. There's also something else. Irina. What's that? Issei. All of you mean a lot to me. She holds her hand and looks at the ring. Issei. Our wedding day grows closer and closer. So tell me, where do you want to have it and where do we go for our honeymoon? The two converse and plan their lives together. In the following months, all 6 of them had their bachelorette parties. Kuroka took no part in drinking, and nor did Kaneko. She has every reason to stay away from the bottle. Surziches, with the help of those in Remnant, created a new show. Issei is portrayed as the main villain, and Team rwby is cast as the main protagonists, while Cinder is an anti-hero like Vigilante. JNPR didn't want to take part as they are now full-time parents, nor gave birth to a girl and named her after her great-grandmother Freya. Kuroka's wedding is delayed because of her pregnancy, and Issei didn't leave her side when she needed him or just wanted to be with him. He helped her around in any way he could. He wasn't alone, everyone helped her out including Kaneko. She also grew a little taller and matured physically. Issei and Irina get married after 6 months. Michael officiated the wedding. Milikus is the ring bearer. Issei invites the Citri peerage Minasaji and also invited his school friends. Mitsuda and Motohama are crying manly tears for Issei, while the girls are crying anime tears for Irina. Her father also came to the wedding obviously, and he expressed how this is his biggest dream, to see his daughter marry Issei. He too is crying manly tears, and the two later tell him about Remnant. He plans go visit ASAP. Issei went on his honeymoon with Irina in Remnant. They spend a week there, and he's showing her everything he's seen. They spend the last night of their honeymoon in their special room. Kuroka is now 7 months into her pregnancy. Issei insists on staying by her side and is thinking about where his kid will study, in his universe or in Remnant. Kuroka calms him down, but finds it adorable and hexy that he's ready to be a dad. Another 2 months pass, she's in her final trimester now. He carries her around when she's tired, massaged her when she needed it, and made her as comfortable as she needed to be. The other weddings are delayed because they want to do things in order. They are in no rush and can finish the final touches while they wait. Thor is helping Nora look after her kid when she needs it. He even met John's and Purra's kids. He kept his hammer away at all time. At last, the time came. Kuroka gives birth to a girl, and they name her Kurabara Ograve OP. Kurabara has matching black hair and cat ears that are similar to her mother's. One of her eyes is golden, while the other is green. Issei and Kuroka are proud parents. Kuroka still wants to have more kids in the future. His parents and fiancés are gushing over his daughter. Blake feels like an aunt stepmom, and so do the other girls. Issei and Kuroka got married in Kyoto and they had a Japanese-style wedding. Kaneko and Asia are invited obviously. Weiss looked after their daughter as she sat among the guests. Vali is there too and is seated next to her and he's seated next to her family. Behind are Grafia and Lavinia at the time. Kuroka has the perfect life and she could never ask for more. Next month, Yang and Issei plan on getting married in Miami where they had their first official date. All are together and the wedding is about to start. Crow used his one chance to talk to Summer who got to see Yang get married. When Yang saw her, she immediately went to her and hugged her. Issei got to meet his mother-in-law. This is Crow's gift to them. It was a short meeting because they used the last few minutes they had left with her to make sure she sees Yang get married. Once they kissed, it was official. Her family shed tears of joy. Yang looked at the woman who raised her as Summer walked over to her. Summer. I am so proud of my sunny little dragon. Look after each other. Yang. Mom, we're going to see you again. You're going to see Ruby get married and your grandkids when they're born. We want you to name one of them, okay? Summer. Of course honey, see you then. And with that, she disappeared once more. Yang didn't cry out of grief but happiness. She got her dream wedding with everyone together. She and Issei went on their honeymoon in the underworld. Next month, it's Blake's turn. She and Issei get married in Menagerie. That's her wedding dress that Coco and Serafal helped design. She also chose black and dark purple because it's her favorite color scheme and a full white dress isn't appealing to her personally. There's a twist no one save for a few expected. This is a three-way wedding. Blake is also getting married to Kuroka. Issei himself gave them the rings and the crowd is stunned. Ira. Not only do I get to see my daughter get married today, but my wife and I also gained a son and a daughter and a grandchild. This is a truly great blessing. Holly. It's my dream come true sniff. Blake's father officiated the wedding and made Issei a permanent citizen of Menagerie. He also disbanded the White Fang and everyone is happy about that too. Blake threw the bouquet at Ruby who caught it. Kuroka was the maid of honor and Kaneko looked after her niece. Ilia is also attending her best friend's wedding. She even got a copy of 50 Shades of Grey from Blake later on. They spend their honeymoon there too. She tells him to meet her at a certain location later. He can tell that she has a surprise waiting for him. It's almost time and Issei is having a drink while enjoying the atmosphere. Vali. Congratulations on getting married for the 4th time Issei. Issei. Thanks Vali. It feels amazing, you'll feel the same way with Weiss one day. Vali. That does sound nice, so your new wife married your other wife while they are married to you. Quite the twist. Issei. Yeah, they are bisexual and happy this way. Vali. I hope so Issei. Look after Kuroka. She is a friend and deserves to be happy. Issei. I will and same to you. Weiss is also a good friend and deserves the same happiness. Also, that's something you should have told me on the day I married her. Vali. Yeah, but Weiss and I went on a date and to get away from her family. On that day, her sister was seated next to me and had a concealed gun aimed at me. Issei. PFT ha 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 ha. Squeak dot dot. Vali. You ha 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 ha. It's night time now and she goes to the assigned location. He's in the jungle and there's a small house. He knocks on the door. Blake. Come in. He opens the door and enters. He sees the fireplace is lit and Blake is on the bed wearing a robe and drinking wine. Kuroka is sitting on a chair like a queen while also wearing a robe. He closed the door and locked it. They smirked and stood up and took off her robes. He sees them wearing BDSM outfits. He looks around and on the walls beside him are small whips, paddles, anything you've seen in BDSM porn in there. Blake. Hello, Mr. Hayato. Issei sees what's happening. He got her 50 Shades of Grey. Now he has to reap what he has sown, but he's not complaining. He plays along. Issei. Hello, Mrs. Hayato, have you been a good girl? Blake. Only for you dot dot, but tonight I want to be bad. Kuroka. As do I. Shall we punish her together? Issei. Yes we shall my dear. Blake. Punish me. When all the foreplay was done, they are getting intimate or when Blake took some of his power, her fangs and claws grew longer and sharper, her nails scratched his scales, and when he held her tight and went all out, she was holding on to him for dear life and actually bit his shoulder. He came inside her and she let go and saw the bite marks before she could apologize to him. He immediately said, Issei. You just marked me for life honey, that's how female dragons mark their mates. Blake. How does a male dragon mark his mates? Issei. By making the female climax 30 times in an hour so round 2. She turned red. Kuroka smirked as she's already been through that but plans on marking him too. Blake. Our kids will learn to walk before I can after tonight. Issei. Round 2 coming up and afterwards, I'll make us some sushi. She pounced on him. Hunger and lust evident in her eyes. Kuroka has a little bit more self-control now, so she'll wait her turn. Blake. Let's not waste our time then. They go crazy again and after 2 hours, he goes and gets her some sushi while she's passed out in the bed with his hum flowing out of her. Kuroka is holding her in her arms as she looked after her. 2 weeks later Irina and Blake become pregnant and Issei immediately thanked God even though he's dead. He's over the moon and says that everything he went through was worth it for his family. Blake's parents await their grandkid and even set up a room for them to grow up in. 1 more weeks go by and it's Ruby's turn. Ruby is given her mother's wedding dress which her father kept for this day, however it was messed up from the time when Grimm attacked during their wedding back in the day, luckily no one got hurt. Ruby took the dress to Coco and Serafo and they patched it up. Ruby puts on the dress and when her parents and uncle saw her in it they couldn't believe it. He used his chance to see Summer who for a moment thought that she was looking into a mirror. Ruby and Summer looked like twins to those who saw them together. After the quick ceremony, they took family pictures together and she faded away once more. While the two were in their honeymoon, Ty, Raven and Crow are back in patch. Ty. My little girls are all grown up now. Sniff. Crow. Seems like just yesterday when those two were running around and playing with Sway. Whimper. Ty held the little corgi in his arms. Raven. I miss them already. I'm thankful for a lot of things now. We can use my semblance to see them whenever we can. So I don't know why we're like this, it's not goodbye. Ty. That's true, but all three of us have used our chances to see Summer again. Crow. You heard what Yang said, we'll see her again when you two become grandparents. Ty. Oh gods, I'm going to be a grandpa to who knows how many dragon babies. I'm so happy. Raven. This time, I'm not running. I'm going to be a badass grandma. Crow. To have a few dragon runts flying around, that'll be a sight to see. Another month has passed and Issei married Cinder. This is what she wore. It was perfect and she didn't want a big ceremony, just a small one, and that's what he got. Hazel walked her down the aisle. After their honeymoon, Cinder, Hazel, Emerald and Mercury are no longer on probation, they are free and living good lives. Yang, Ruby and Cinder are in no rush to have kids as everyone is helping around looking after Kuroka's daughter. Irina and Blake are pregnant and they'll need support. There are times when Issei would become exhausted, his parents, Irina's dad and Kuroka's parents would help out too. He still feels the effect of the burnout and hates it, he knows that for a dragon, he's still weak and goes to see someone about it. He opened a portal and goes through it. Issei. I need your help. I know. This is going to hurt a bit. Issei. Bring it on. Back to the family a few months later. Irina and Blake give birth to their kids. Irina gave birth to a boy and named him Shin. Blake is now a mother to a daughter whom she named Levi. Issei has energy to spare nowadays and stays with the kids, while their mothers get some well-deserved sleep. Vali and Weiss are getting serious, and he's showing a side of him that none have seen until now. His normal side, he's hanging out with Mercury and Hazel like normal people would, laughs more, has fun and shows Weiss a good time. They lost their virginities to each other. Office watched with a smile as she remembers Issei's words about what life has to offer. Issei and his wives continue to take part in the new show. Their fight scenes are filmed while they are out doing their jobs as huntsmen. Issei is the villain who controls from the shadows, his acting skills are really good and the show is really popular in the underworld. He and his wives get a good check with every episode and while on the job. Cinder isn't a huntress but continues to play an anti-hero while working at the club. Junior is thrilled that his club will become a bigger hotspot than ever because of the show. Riaz and everyone who saw the pilot didn't see Issei in it but saw Ruby, Yang, Cinder and Blake along with others. They saw the rings on their fingers and cried their hearts out. Bran and Nora have another daughter whom they named Maya. In the following 2 years, Yang, Ruby and Cinder have kids of their own. Yang has a boy whom she named Yin Xiaolong. Tai and Issei got a kick out of that. Ruby named her son Draco. Cinder named her son Rhodes in memory of her mentor. Kuroka had a son later on as well whom Issei named after his grandfather Juzo. Both he and Ruby noticed that he has latent abilities just ready to be unleashed. He sneezed once and blew fire at the age of 1. Ruby used her chance to see her mom and introduced her kids to her. Summer is overjoyed and Yang is saving her chance for the day her kids get married. Bali proposed to Weiss and got married. Earth had made significant progress and the overall conditions are improving. Zwei has aged quite a bit and isn't as energetic as he used to be. Issei's school friends are currently in college and a part of him feels like he's missing out, but then he looks at everything he's done up to this point. He's happy and wouldn't change a thing. Both universes have come together and created an open multiverse tournament. Riaz and the others had their seals removed so that they may take part. Issei doesn't really care about that. He just wants a battle royal. The tournament is being held in the underworld and with the advanced technology, both universes can watch it live on their screens. Azazel and Port are narrating. Port. Welcome to the first ever multiverse battle royal everyone, this is so exciting. Azazel. I agree. We have so many teams here that are quick thinkers, skilled, armed to the teeth, experienced and all have unique abilities of their own. Some have used the dust body infusion procedures to show off their skills with the elements. Their proficiency is amazing and you shall see it firsthand folks. The battle will begin shortly, all contestants please enter the arena. Issei, Tai, rwby, JNPR, Emerald, Cinder, Kuroka and Arena. The arena, Issei's parents and in-laws, are with the kids BTW. They see the Aesops join the fight alongside Hazel, Neo and Mercury. Teams SSSN and CFVY team up alongside Ilia. There is Team Citri alongside Volley, Serg, and his peerage are there, which includes Regulas, Team Phoenix and then Team Rias. This is an open tournament after all, and they have been punished for their actions. Port. Is everyone ready? All participants ready their weapons and power up. Port. Fight. Part 28. Games and time skip. The games have begun, it's pure chaos as everyone is using their weapons, semblances, dust, magic, skill, hand-to-hand combat and sacred gears. Issei's family has a warm-up battle against all but the DXD characters for now. Cinder's semblance evolved and thanks to the dragon's power, she can create far more obsidian. Her specialty is turning it into a fine powder and using it in any way she sees fit. She can use it as cover, offensive and defense. Ruby's speed is incredible and she is as fast as her bullets. She fires at the long-range fighters as she takes down others in close range using her Crescent Rose 2.0. Blake's semblance has evolved too and she can create shadow clones like Sun can. Only difference is that no one can tell them apart physically. Yang just used her old gauntlets as she has to hold back. Tai is fighting beside her. Weiss has become quite the skilled and magnificent fighter. Volley can't take his eyes off of her. Volley. I'm so proud of my wife. Kuroka just watches Kaneko fight and sees her all grown up. Irina is just keeping an eye on the competition as they hold their own. Team Citri fights Team Phoenix and lose, but not without taking out his peerage save for Ravel and Riser himself, while Volley is occupied with the Aesops. Issei creates lots of stone thrones for his team to sit on as they watch the remaining competition take each other out. Emerald and JNPR joined in and did their fair share of damage, especially Nora, but they were kind of tired afterwards. Volley beats the Aesops and ignores Team Serg who came to challenge him. He took out his team and saved Serg and his sacred gear for later. Volley. You want to fight? I've been waiting for our match. Issei. Issei. Let's watch the remaining teams fight till the end. I'll deal with you later. Volley. TSK. Fine. He moved towards Weiss and stands by her side. Issei. Are you ladies ready to beat them to a pulp? Ruby, Yang, Blake, Irina, Kuroka and Cinder nod. Emerald. Isn't that overkill? Issei. Not if they manage to live. The DXD characters take out the last few opponents and then regroup. They approach him and that includes Asia. Issei. Hey Asia, how are you and Aurora doing? He completely ignores everyone else and they feel insulted. Asia. Hello Issei, we're doing great. Issei. She's with her grandparents I'm guessing. Asia. Yes, she's growing up in a good home. How are your kids? Issei. Happy, they are learning to walk now. Asia. How about a play date? Our kids would get along great. Irina. We'd like that. Kaneko. Sorry to interrupt, but can I come too? I miss my niece. Issei. Your family so yes. Kuroka. Of course you can Shirin. Ravel. I heard you're a father now, how many kids do you have? Ruby. 7 for the time being. Kuroka. I still want to have more. Akeno. Oh. Congrats. Saji. Guys. Congratulations on that, but we're in the middle of a fight. John. And they are in the middle of a conversation, what don't you get about that? Nora. Flashbacks, hahaha. Pura. Oh how I miss the old days. Ren. We really trolled them. Issei. How about we start the fight? The crowd is getting bored and so am I. He and his team get up. Riser. Issei, you are strong without a doubt, but you don't have the boosted gear anymore. We however have a few sacred gear users on our team. Issei. Oh I'm kind of glad you're cocky again, because I won't feel the least bit of guilt when I kick your ass again. Riser. Gulp. Regulas. Master, everyone back away. Kaneko realized why he's on edge and her ears point upwards. Kaneko. Back away now. They create some distance as they get ready for battle. Tai. There are a lot of us against them, don't you think? Ollie. You're right. How about we sit this one out? Tai. If you insist. Issei. Take these 4 later. He gives Tai some green scales. Tai. Thanks. Raven gets a little red when she sees the scales. Crow laughs. Roswis. Issei, we want to make a wager with you. Issei. Oh. This just got slightly less boring. Akeno. Yes. If we beat you then you have to go on a date with us. Yang. Excuse me. Ruby. Loads rifle. Blake and Kuroka extend their claws. Irina tries to calm herself and Cinder activated her semblance. There are black obsidian sand whips with large glass spikes on the tips. Issei. Easy everyone, hahaha. They calm down as they know that laugh, he's about to screw with them big time. Issei. Okay then, I'll agree to go out with you girls if even one of you manages to lay a single finger on my forehead. The crowd lost its mind and the DXD girls don't know what he's up to. Riaz. Finally we can be together again. Issei. And if you lose, Ravel. Then you can come to our cafe. Kids under the age of 5 eat for free and you guys can eat for free for a whole month. Yang. So can try to drug us. Ravel. We would never. Issei. No, she's got a point. I have a better idea, should you lose then we'll decide your fate. It could be anything at any time. You'll live your lives but will be constantly wondering and fearing what it could be. Those who know the truth are holding in their laughter. Asia and Kaneko figured out that he's planning something, but not sure what. Serg. Riaz, I think you just dug our graves. Saji. Agreed. Issei. That's her specialty. Ruby. Bjorn. Asper. We're not so weak anymore. We trained hard for this match. Issei. I noticed. You've grown taller and put on some muscle. Gasper. You're different now. Same to you Kaneko. You better show the fruits of your labor. Zenobia. So will we. Ex Durandal. She tried to cut Issei, but he blocked her sword using only his hand. Akeno created a storm that's ready to bring lightning down upon them. She brought down lightning and Nora absorbed it. Roswis gets ready to fight and so do Riaz and Ravel. Issei. Emerald, JNPR, sit this one out. John. We can still fight. Weiss. Then we can use the Titan. Nora. Hehehehe. John. We can test out our new abilities. Issei. Not yet. Save the best for last. Riaz. Whatever you're referring to won't work. We can't overpower all of you and won't be caught off guard like last time. Hiroka. Think you can bring yourself to fight me Shirin? Kaneko. I am. I want to see how much I've improved. Hiroka. Let's fight over there. The two go to a separate area. Hiroka. Are you trying to get back together with my husband? Kaneko. We sunk that ship long ago. I'm not a part of their plan. Nor is Asia. I have no idea what those four are planning. Hiroka. Wise choice. Kaneko created white flames and Kuroka creates black flames called Kasha. They begin their battle. Back to Issei. Issei. They want me so badly that they ignore all of you. I'm not letting them insult my loved ones like that. Irina. Take these. She hands him his swords which Azazel made for him. Issei. Thank you darling. Kiba. Sword birth. Zenobia. Cross crisis. There's a wave of swords and an energy slash coming towards him. Issei performed hand signs and slammed his palm into the ground. Issei. Earth style. Rock wall. The wall appears and their attacks are blocked. Issei places lots of paper bombs on them. He created another wall and slammed it into the first. The paper bombs exploded and rock fragments are coming towards Kiba and Zenobia. They use their speed to get out of the way and charge towards Issei. Penetrate. They go right through him. Akeno. What? Kiba. But how? Zenobia. Riser. Okay everyone don't just focus on Issei, take out his team. Cinder. Not very bright, are you? Riser. What? Issei. Sigh, I can't believe I used to be a part of such a motley crew. Zenobia. M.M.motley. Crew. Yang. What he means to say is that you guys suck. Akeno. No need to be cruel again. Cinder. We beg to differ. Issei. Just hurry up and attack me. They attack once more but same result. Ruby pulls out some cookies from her coat pocket and shares it with everyone. The crowd is confused but some are laughing because they already figured out what's happening. Cinder. All that power and no brain. Ren. We are right here. Riaz and Akeno power up. Weiss. You guys rely too much on power instead of skill. Asper. Explain please. Emerald. The difference between the butcher and a surgeon is skill, knowledge and application. You're all brutes. Roswis. Why you? She created tons of magical circles. Issei. That's more like it, but it's not good enough. Stop holding back. Roswis. Fine then. All the attacks go right through them and only the ground he stood on is destroyed. Roswis. What? Ravel. He didn't even move. Issei. Why must you continue to disappoint everyone? My son Juzo can kick your asses and he's just over a year old. Stop holding back, use your balance breakers, do something effective. Serg. If that happens then we'll overpower you. Blake. Oh please. You have already lost in more ways than one. Akeno. Okay that's it, you girls stole him from us and it's time for payback. She sends lightning down on them again and Nora absorbed it all. Akeno. What? Issei. This is embarrassing, try a physical attack again. Zenobia. Have it your way. She powers up and impaled him while he stood there. Blood leaked from his wound and her eyes widen. Zenobia. What have I done? She looked at him and he's as cool as ice. He pointed towards her right and everyone is shocked. There's sad Issei and his team on their stone thrones like kings and queens. Riaz and her team looked back towards the ones they have been attacking and they are gone. Bitsuda, Motohama, Aika, Murayama and Katis are laughing like crazy. The crowd cheers on as this was quite the clever trick. Asia. It was an illusion. Cinder. Indeed, but that's not. She pointed towards Zenovia's feet, she looks down, and there are pieces of paper, they glow red and explode, she's sent flying back to the others, and Asia heals her feet. Saji. What was that? Asper. It wasn't a dragon shot. Kiba. Doesn't matter. Issei take us seriously, he created armored soldiers and lots of them. He has improved a lot. Issei, he didn't use his swords at first and destroyed a large number of Kiba's soldiers, he then finally used his swords to cut down the rest, he used his paper bombs to destroy them in bulk. The crowd cheers and Issei's parents are seeing him fight like a true master. His fire breath was nullified by Roswis's water spell, but that just created a steam cover for Issei, and he brought the pain. They couldn't scratch him. Issei. That's it. My turn then since you clearly can't figure out what's happening. He turns towards them, Kiba and Zenovia swing their swords at him, Riaz fires power of destruction, Akeno unleashed lightning, Ravel and Riser breath fire, Gasper, Saji and Sarag try to punch him in that order, but all attacks phase right through him as he runs past them. Saji, Gasper and Sarag try to surround him and go in for a punch, but Issei jumps up, spin kicks the three into the ground and flies up. He used earth dust and wrapped it in lots of green scales and used a gravity spell to throw it as high as he can. He flew back to the others and created a dome barrier with all of them in it. Suddenly there's a massive rock the size of a small hill descending upon them. Asper. Is that Zenovia? Cross crisis. Her attack splits the rock in two and then they see a bigger one right above it. Sarag uses balance breaker and punched it with all of his might, he shattered it and his arm is shaking. The crowd cheers, but Sarag noticed that he didn't train hard enough. Rocks are raining down around the men on top of them, they use a barrier but are buried alive. Ravel. That was way too close. Riser. Actually we're still in trouble. Roswis. Huh. He pointed all around and they see that the rocks have those same paper bombs on them. They begin to glow. Sarag. Get down. He uses himself to shield Asia, everyone else used more magic to shield themselves. There's a large explosion and their barrier just barely held up. It shattered seconds later. Issei. Not bad at all. Saji. You're just screwing with us, why won't you fight us seriously? Issei. What adult goes full force against children? Crowd. Ooh, Akeno. Then we'll make you take us seriously, this is our only chance to win back your love. She created another storm and brought down the mother of all lightning bolts on him. He absorbed it and focused all of that into his palm. Issei. Such a wonderful gift, so allow me to return the kind gesture. Kieran. He raised his arm and a lightning dragon comes out of it, it roared and attacked them, it was a devastating and wounded half of the Mel, despite all of their attempts to stop it by using magic shields and Gasper's darkness. Asia is not among those wounded and healed everyone, but they are losing badly. Issei feels droplets on his skin. Issei. Huh. Am I sweating? He looks up at the cloud. Issei. No. It's just rain. As if these fools could ever make me sweat. The opponents get up again slowly. Riser. Damn. You're really creative, Issei. Huff. Saji. We're done holding back, balance break. Kiba. Balance break. Asper. Balance break. Riaz. Extinction star. Asia. Fafnir, we need you. She summons the Dragon King Fafnir. Sarag repaired his armor and uses a phoenix tear. Yang. Hey honey, I think we should stop holding back as well. Issei. That would be fair. You guys think you can handle it? Sarag. We want to beat you at your best, those were your words to me when we fought. Bring it on, Issei. Issei. At my best you say. So be it. He takes out his gauntlet from his coat and puts it on. Everyone is confused. He performed some hand signs and slammed his palm onto the ground. Issei. Summoning jutsu. The dragon's gate opened and Drag appears. Riaz. Drag. The people in both dimensions are loving this. He starts walking towards them and he placed his fingers on the jewel of the gauntlet, the seal markings appear on it and Drag glows, he starts to turn into a red light and is absorbed into the gear. The gear is bright red again and is far more powerful than before. Issei. Balance break. Drag. Welsh dragon balance breaker. He dons his new and improved balance breaker. Everyone is shocked into silence, but the opposing team is still willing to fight. Issei. What's the matter? Still not enough. Riser. There are 4 balance breaker users here and only one of you. Issei. I see. Then would you like to see my team use balance breakers too? Everyone, Cinder, Blake, Irina, Kuroka and Ruby put on red bracelets that have a piece of Issei's gauntlet. Yang summoned her gauntlet. Volley is ready too, and Weiss joined Team JNPR along with Emerald, and they all wear white armor, courtesy of her semblance evolution. Tai activated his semblance. CBRIYK, Volley, JNPR and Weiss. Balance break. They all have artificial balance breakers, and that look like Issei's. They have their own respective color schemes. Volley also dons his balance breaker, and they stand together. Riaz and the others are terrified of their power. Azazel plays some music that is befitting. Bravo. You just had to jinx it, brother. Issei. You wanted to defeat us at our strongest. Then you should see us at our strongest. Juggernaut drive. He, Ruby and Yang transform into full-grown gigantic dragons, their armor grew with them and changed shape. Cinder activated her semblance and a large obsidian dragon manifests behind her. Blake uses her semblance to create solid clones of herself using balance breakers too, but they aren't as strong as she is. Irina's light is as powerful as a seraphim. Kuroka has her sage powers amplified to rival Yusaka herself. Weiss and JNPR go full Titan mode. They had the new dust body fusion procedures performed on them. John can use ice and lightning, Per can use wind and fire. Nora had the gravity dust fused to her, and Ren can use wind and light. Weiss had ice dust fused to her, and Lavinia is currently training her and John. Combine that with their Titan trump card made them a very dangerous team indeed. Volley however uses the Diablo Lucifer drive and stays by their side as backup. The power Issei is releasing right now is close to what he unleashed in his enraged state back in Remnant. Both universes are watching and the excitement is making some of them foam up in their mouths. Those who know Issei as the Graben Dragon are the most excited because the men respect him, women want to be with him, and the kids want to be as cool and strong as him. There are a lot who can feel his power and they are terrified. Office is currently watching too with a smile. Azazel is shaking after seeing his artificial sacred gears being used to their true potential. Serg tries to attack Issei, but Tai takes him on and cracked a lot of his armor with just one kick. His combat style is unique and Serg is taking a beating, but is putting up a good fight. He's adapting to the fighting style, but still takes damage. Tai uses the scales one at a time to give Serg a good fight. He even pulled out nunchucks to inflict even more damage. Serg. Just who are you? Tai. I'm Issei's father-in-law, but you can call me my Tai. He goes all out and kicks gives Serg a beating. Serg can't take much more as his bones are cracking and body is being turned to pulp. Even with the armor, Tai is hitting only a few spots as to create weak points and Serg noticed. He sees the pattern and dodged more and more of his strikes. Eventually he can block them as Tai is reaching his limit. Serg sees an opening and attacks. His lunge is blocked by Issei's tail. He grabs Serg and threw him towards Saji who caught him. Saji. They're too strong. Issei. Notice that none of us have used our boost ability or anything else as of yet. As if they weren't shocked enough already, he and his team add insult to injury. Saji summons Veritra and they attack, so does Fafnir. Yang takes on Fafnir and Ruby took on Veritra. Serg and Saji attack Issei, and none of their attacks have any effect. He gets bored and released a burning mist. The two get caught in it and immediately jump out while screaming. Their armor has melted a bit and they make it disappear, but their bodies are burned. Ollie. What did you just do to them? Issei. My flaming venom in mist form. They are only alive because they got out on time and didn't breath it in. Ollie. Impressive. Serg and Saji are given phoenix tears to heal their burns. Yang and Ruby battle Fafnir and Veritra respectively. It's an all-out brawl. Gasper uses his balance breaker and uses the darkness to create nightmarish creatures. Weiss uses grim summons and Cinder used her semblance to mimic Gasper's creatures. They are evenly matched. Blake takes out Kiba as her semblance is quite an obstacle for him. Irina and Zenobia have a sword fight and talk mid-battle. Irina. You should give up Zenobia. Issei is happy now as he deserves to be. Zenobia. Irina, believe me when I say that all of us regret hurting him and will do anything to make it right. Irina. You don't get it. Issei had to go through a lot to get over what happened and nearly died trying. You ruined your chance with him and you won't come between us. We finally have a family and no one will ever ruin that. I'm sorry Zenobia, but you've lost. Do what Kaneko and Asia did. Accept it and move on. Zenobia. But I miss him, I miss you, I miss being part of a family. Irina. You have a family, all of you live together and have Aurora, help Asia and Serg raise her, create a good home for her. You can do that. Accept what you have lost and what you still have. Zenobia. Sniff, I'm so sorry. He's the one for me. Irina. Yeah. I'm sorry too, old friend. Final flash. She released a light-based attack and Zenobia feels like she's on fire. She falls into her knees and accepts defeat. Ravel and Riser take on the Titan and then proceeded to get punched right into the ground. John encased them in ice and electrocuted them, but they melted the ice. Ren used wind to create a twisted to suck out the air. The two phoenixes can't use their flames or even breath. Volley finished them off and they obviously lose. Nora takes on Akeno and lost as her semblance combined with her hammer makes her a very dangerous opponent for a lightning user. Akeno was helpless against her. Emerald uses her semblance to trick Akeno and Nora appears behind her. One strong hammer strike and Akeno lost. Riaz looks at Issei and his team, they are so powerful, they are taking down her entire peerage and more. Yang beats Fafnir and Ruby defeated Veritra. They look at Riaz next and approached her. Yang. Well. Ruby. She's scared of us. Riaz. I am not. Yang. Ha, you're terrified and rightfully so. Rias. Oh please, you're only strong because Issei shared his power with you, rwby. We see what you're doing, but we pity you, so we'll fight you in human form. The two shrink down and deactivated their balance breakers. Rias fired off her magic and power of destruction towards them. They easily dodge her attacks and casually walk over to her while doing so. rwby even takes out a cookie, then proceeded to eat it. Yang. Don't let those go to your thighs, sis. rwby. They actually go to my boobs. Soon they'll be as big as yours. Yang. Issei is going to enjoy the double tit job after this. Rias. Don't touch my man. Yang. We're already married to him and have kids with him, you idiot. rwby. She's just jealous. Rias. Damn you. She unleashed a wave of energy. rwby holds Yang's hand and used her semblance to dodge and appears behind Rias. They held their claws up to her neck and Rias stopped attacking. rwby. I honestly don't see what he ever saw in you. Yang. Welp, now he's upgraded to a real family. Still can't believe that he got stronger because of these. They poke her boobs. Rias. Hey, only he can touch me like that. rwby. I'm the only redhead he needs now. He's our king and we're his queens. Rias. But he wanted to be a king and by my side. Yang. He is a king to all 6 of us. He treats us like queens and as his queens, we treat him like a king times 6. More than you ever could. rwby. Also thank you for unwillingly sending him our way. He helped saved our world, united our universes, and he's the perfect husband and father. Yang. And you couldn't handle him in bed, so you just blue ball him again anyway. Rias. Please stop torturing me. Yang. We're doing this so you can get it through your thick skull. He's moved on and he's happy. If you still love him, then leave him be. Rias. Not until he gives me another chance. I need to make this right. Her power explodes and the two back away. rwby and Yang ready their weapons. Rias. I'm going to marry him next and have his kids. She attacks again and they battle. Yang and rwby toy with her and Rias in her enraged state. Just attacks randomly. They give it their all but ultimately lose. They are lying broken and bleeding on the ground while Asia heals them. Issei and his team change back to normal. Riser gets up weakly and rwby is the one closest to him. He tries to attack but rwby pulls out a cross and he backs away. Riser. No p. Please, I give up. Saji. As do I. Asper. You win. Hineko also lost against Kuroka and she stumbles back to her team but Kuroka stopped her. Kuroka. Stay with us for a while. Hineko. Okay. Issei. You failed. Will you honor the agreement? Rias. Sniff, it's not fair, you get a happy ending and we're miserable. I know we made a mistake but we got punished. Sniff, we paid the price, so can't we please start over? Azazel immediately cuts the broadcasts. Azazel. That's the match for today, folks. We have our semi-finalists and we'll see you all tomorrow for the finals. The people are disappointed but they already guessed that there's something personal going on between the two teams. Back to the arena. Issei. HMP. You thought that just because you paid the price, I'll give all of you a chance to get back together? Bekeno. What are you saying? Issei. I'm saying that I don't owe you guys anything. I've won the wager, so now you have honor it. Roswis. Please don't cut us out of your life, we never agreed to that part, we want to be with you and only you. Rias, Akeno, Zenobia and Roswis get up and cast a spell. Their clothing changes into wedding dresses. Everyone goes wild while those in the battlefield facepalm except for the 4. There are rumors spreading already. Issei. Oh my god. Emerald. You bucked up once, don't make fools of yourselves in public. Issei. But they will. Sigh, glad I'm not part of this shit anymore. Let me make it crystal clear, I don't love you, none of you in any way, with the exception of Asia as a friend and Kaneko as my sister-in-law. So what part of that don't you girls understand? Bekeno. Issei, it's not that we don't understand, it's just that we are in love with you. You know what's that like? Issei. You're right. I do know, but I also know the difference between the right and the wrong kind. You led me on, I was the pillar for all of you and took on the burden, I'm not your emotional support anymore. I'm happy, I have a family now, I have these lovely ladies in my life, and we changed both worlds together, they also changed my world. He looks at them and they hug him. Issei. They love me as I am. They supported me when I was at my lowest. They made me happy and I do my best to make them happy, they are my reasons to live and love again, our kids too. My place is with them guys, I was never meant to be with you girls. Roswis. But you're our soulmate. Issei. Sigh, the Issei you love is only a memory. Rias. No, you're the Issei we know and love, you're not a memory. Issei. Listen, Gremory. Rias is startled and has tears in her eyes. He won't call her by her first name. Issei. I also admit that I made a mistake. My former self was allured by your beauty back then, and that was the start of my downfall. It only created a path to more pain, and eventually I reached it when my pieces were removed. I felt alive and like myself again. My true self. Zenobia. But what about the memories we made together? Issei. You made memories with Ria's pawn, her reincarnated toy. One that she manipulated. Ria's. I'm so sorry Issei. Issei. I'm sorry Gremory, but those memories are bitter to me, apologies mean nothing now. If any of you were in my position then you would understand but you're not so let's leave it at that. I did my part all of you are married now so be a family. Give it a try, you just might make it work. Ria's. But. Issei. Don't argue with me Johnny Depp once said. If you have to pick between the first or second lover, then pick the second. If you truly loved the first, then you never would have fallen for the second. Rwby. Wise words. Issei. I'm not a part of your life anymore Gremory. Go live on without me. Ria's. I can't not without you I never accepted defeat, so the bet is still on. She tried to scratch his forehead, but her hand goes right through him. Issei. Really? Ria's tried to touch him, but can't. She goes right through him, Issei poked her on the head and pushed her away. Ria's. How are you doing that? You can touch me and I can't touch you. Asia. Okay I want to know too. This isn't an illusion obviously. Issei. I have my ways. Greg. Ha. His team faded. They aren't anywhere to be seen, but instead they reappeared behind them. Issei raised his hand as his claws are almost pressing on her jugular veins. Ria's. Gulp. Issei. Pathetic guys. Give us some space. The rest of you. Look at me. His friends and family walk away. The others obey as he puts his hands down. Ria's. Before you say anything please just know that you're the one we can be happy with, you're the one that kept us together and without you it's not right. Issei. Ria's. Who am I to you? Her eyes widen. Ria's. What? Issei. You heard me. Who am I to you? Ria's. You're my pa. Issei. You lost me for good now. Ria's. But you didn't let me finish. Issei. You were about to call me your pawn you failed before you could finish. You just ruined any hope I left in me about you coming to your senses look. Even though I was extremely blunt back in Remnant, you girls didn't understand. The guys here did and as did Ravel, Asia and Kaneko, but not you girls. I'll be blunt once more so listen up. I'm done with you. I've come to my senses and it's time you did too, I'm not the person that you fell for back in the day. You guys are not my priority, my place is with my family. Akeno. But what about us? Issei. We'll most likely only meet during raiding games only none of you need me anymore, become each other's support and give your marriage a shot. I'm not going to be around forever so try to make it work. Ria's. So that's it. You're leaving us for good. Issei. I did that the day you betrayed me fair. Serg. Issei wait. Issei. Sigh what now? Serg walks up to him and held his hand forward. Serg. Take care of yourself and your family. I'm happy for you. Issei. Likewise. They shook hands. Rwby. See you later Asia. Blake. See you around Shirin. Asia. See you later. Kaneko. Sure thing. Issei. This is goodbye. Issei and his family teleports to his parents, in-laws, friends and kids who are absolutely over the moon. Their kids crawl towards them and they pick up their kids. Hadis. You went full Madara on them. Motohama. Mr. Xiaolong you sir are my guy in real life. Tai. Thank you, I'm flattered. Yang. That was fun. Tai. Yeah it was but right now I'm feeling kind of. Issei, Yang and Tai. Tired. Tired. Everyone groans, but the 3 and Yang's son laughs. Tai. That's my grandson sniff. Ollie. So tomorrow are the finals. I really don't want to fight my friends. Issei. It's just a tournament. I'm going to go give you one hell of a fight. Ollie. You better. Emerald. I'm not fighting anyone here so I'm out. Tai. Same here. Crow. Tai, we're not that old. We're in our 40s. Raven. And we're grandparents already. We might live long enough to see our great-grandkids get married. Tai. Ooh oh I like the sound of that. Hiroka. We should get going. We still have our family trip to plan. Issei. Thanks for reminding me. Everyone, we're going to a water park and if anyone wants to come with us, then let us know. Weiss. Want to go Volley? Ollie. I'm not really sure. It's a place for families and I'll feel out of place. Weiss. Please do it for us. Ollie. Us. She pulls out a pregnancy test. It's positive. Her family is also with them and they see it. Whitley. No way. Winter. Is that? Klein. My little snowflake. Sniff. Willow. You're going to be a mother I'm going to be a grandmother yes. Raphia. Congratulations. Weiss. Lavinia. This calls for a celebration. Weiss. Sure but Volley. They all look at Volley who is completely frozen. Albion. Volley. Say something. Issei waves his hand in front of his face. Issei. Hello. Anybody home? Very slowly a smile appears on his face. Ollie. We're going to be parents yes. He lifted her up in his arms and spun around. Ollie. I'm going to be dad, I'm going to be a dad. They go and celebrate. As the girls talked about Weiss's baby, Issei explains how he used Madara as an inspiration and the penetratability on himself to mimic Obito's ability from the anime Naruto. He even shows the clips to give them an idea. As to how he displayed so much power without any negative effects is what surprised everyone. He went to Great Red and accepted his offer to modify his body. That's how he could do what he did. As Issei also had taken the gear a while back and used pieces of it to create artificial balance breakers for Issei's wives as a real wedding gift. They graciously accepted that along with the dog from before. The kids are really attached to him, Issei and the grim familiars. The next day, the final match has begun. JNPR vs RWBY and Issei vs Volley. Irina, Cinder and Kuroka felt like they would have given the team an unfair advantage, so they backed out. John developed a technique with Ren's help. It made him lightning fast and dangerous. He gave Ruby a real challenge because his movements were unpredictable. She had to use her artificial balance breaker to avoid getting cut. Purah and Yang flew around. Purah created a fire twister and gave Yang a good fight. Ren fought Blake and he used ninja tools with paper bombs. He used wind to spread the paper bombs everywhere as he stayed in the air. Whenever Blake got close, B would use light to blind her, but that would only work once or twice and last for a few seconds. Weiss knows that she can only delay Nora until Issei or Yang can come and fight her for real. Nora doesn't really attack Weiss since she's pregnant. Weiss eventually gives up as she's put on enough of a show. Yang beats Purah and Ruby finally took down John by matching his speed and then knocked him out. Blake used her shadow clone semblance and run among them. Ren couldn't tell which one is the real Blake until it was too late. She appears behind him and held her blade to his ribs. He surrendered. Yang then challenged Nora. Issei released Drag upon Volley who also did the same. Albion is also free like Drag and half of his scales are black. Drag. So Office gave you a new body Albion. Albion. Just like Great Red did for you. Drag. Shall we? Albion. Yes. The two fly up and have a controlled battle. Issei and Volley fight using their own strength. Issei uses his swords while Volley used his bare hands. Volley managed to disarm Issei and takes his sword from him. During their battle, Nora swung her hammer at Yang and she's thrown towards the twin dragons. As Volley swings, Yang gets in the way and Issei immediately tried to save her, but it happened. Volley accidentally cuts her hair to half its original length. Junior is watching the fight inside his club and he starts praying for Volley. They all stop and look at her. Ruby. Oh buckberries. Nora. Oh. John. Teeth chatter. Ren. Praise. Blake. Gulp. Weiss. Gods have mercy. Purah. We should run. Yang. Thanks for the save Issei. Notice their gazes what? Issei. Honey it's going to be fine. Yang. Huh. She then feels a cool breeze on her back and it dawned on her. She slowly looks down and sees half of her hair and then looks at Volley who looked at the sword and then back at her. He immediately dropped it. Volley. It. Was an accident. Look, it'll grow back. Yang. You're dead Lucifer. Volley flies up and she follows him. She goes full berserker on him and is scaring him. He creates shield after shield just to protect himself. Volley. Albion help me out. Albion. I'm not touching that with a 50 feet pole. Volley. Drag. I'm not touching that with a 100 feet pole. Volley. Ruby. You messed up Volley. Volley. Issei please tell her to calm down. Issei. Piece of advice, you never tell women to calm down directly or indirectly. Yang. I'm going to kill you. Volley. I'm sorry about this Albion. He sealed Albion back into the dividing gear and uses balance breaker. Yang uses her balance breaker, but Volley still has the upper hand. Drag won't let that happen and he flies alongside Yang. He glows and then turns into a red light and flows into her gear. Volley. Oh book. Yang. You're never gonna be able to do that again after I'm done with you. Her armor turns bright red with yellow flames engulfing her. Boost. Volley uses the Diablo Lucifer drive, but it's too late. She fires a powerful dragon shot that completely destroyed his armor and she kicked him in the guts. He passed out from the pain and falls down. Weiss caught him using a Nevermore summon. Drag leaves the gear, but Yang tries to attack Volley again. Issei appears behind her and puts his arms around her. He kissed her on her neck and she immediately calms down. Issei. You are absolutely amazing Yang. Yang. He cut my hair. I loved my long hair. Sniff. Issei. It was an accident and honestly speaking, you pull off this style really well. Plus now I can do this from behind. He kissed her in her neck again and she blushed. A smile followed after that. Yang. You really think so? Issei. You're Yang Xiaolong Hiaodo. You can pull off any style. Yang. You always know how to make me see the silver lining. Issei. We won, let's go collect the trophy. I bet Coco is waiting for you after seeing this hexy look you have now. Yang. No doubt about her. They go and collect the trophy. Coco and Serafal are indeed waiting for Yang and help fix her hair. Yang is digging her new look and Volley is passed out the whole day. He wakes up at night with his guts all bruised but a smile on his face. Weiss is there next to him. Weiss. Volley, are you okay? Volley. He ha 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 ha. Yeah. That was a good match, I should apologize to her. Weiss. Once you recover. Volley. Hey, the water park sounds nice. I can make sandwiches for all of us. Weiss. Sounds good, babe. Volley. Ha 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 ha. Weiss. Why are you laughing? Volley. Haha, back in Remnant when Hayato was in a coma. Yang and Ruby needed to vent and I offered to help them out. We sparred for a bit and Yang is a natural with her gear. I told her if she had the original then she would have been the best Red Dragon Empress to ever live. And today she proved it. Issei couldn't keep his eyes off of her. Weiss. Yeah. It was really impressive. Volley. Yup, so what names have you come up with for our child? Weiss. Well, if it's a boy then I want to name him after my grandfather. Volley. And if it's a girl? Weiss. You can pick one then. Volley. Deal. 2 days later. Hiroka brings Asia, her daughter and Kaneko to Issei's place. They join the celebration and later go to a water park. Issei later realized that Serg should be here with his kid and brought him along. Fast forward 9 months. Weiss had a son whom she named Nicholas after her grandfather. Full name. Nicholas Schnee Lucifer. Volley is a proud parents just like Issei and Mercury. During kids' play dates, JNPR brings their kids too and it's like a big kindergarten class in the Hayato household. Ruby and Kuroka have another kid each with Issei. Ruby has a daughter whom she named Summer. Kuroka named her daughter Haim. Issei is now father to 9 kids. Riaz and the girls finally accept that Issei is gone, he's not the same as he once was. They take his advice and give their marriage a chance. Tiba and Zenobia go on a date. Gasper became more manly as he wears men's clothes now and looks decent. He and Kaneko go out. Riaz gives Saji a chance. Riser goes out with Akeno. Roswis goes out with Serg's knight and Ravel goes out with his bishop. 2 years have passed. One day, a Grim from Azazel's lab were being transferred to Ajuka's lab. They were being flown over the city in the underworld until they broke free from their containment. They started to damage the city and attack the people. They could be seen from the cafe and this made everyone inside be alert. Asia. Aurora, hide in the safe space. She listened to her mother. Tiba went outside and sees them coming towards him. He starts cutting them down, but they regenerate. Serg and Saji are protecting the cafe and the people inside. Riser is burning them and Gasper is also doing his part. Serg. There are too many of them. Suddenly there's a bright flash and they all turn to stone and fall apart. Ruby lands next to them. Issei and Cinder followed next while he holds Summer in his arms. Ruby. Everyone alright? They all nod. Issei. Oh, it's you guys. Cinder. Only you 5 defended the cafe. Tiba. There are several reasons for that. Cinder. There's quite a bit of damage. Lucky that we were passing by. Ruby. So this is the cafe Lady Serafal and Coco praised. Riser. Why don't you guys come inside? Coffee and sweets on the house as thanks for helping us. Ruby. Cinder. Issei. Saji. Look, we're not going to do anything to upset you, we took your advice and moved on. We can prove it, just have coffee or tea with us. They look at each other and nod. They enter and they see what Saji is talking about. Some of the girls have a baby bump. Issei. You weren't kidding. Akeno. Welcome to the cafe. Ruby. It's pretty amazing. I can already tell why you guys have such a good review. Asia. Thank you. Aurora, come out. It's safe now. Her daughter comes out of the safe space and sees Issei. Aurora. Uncle Issei, Auntie Ruby and Auntie Cinder. She runs to him and Ruby picked her up. Cinder. You've grown up so much. Riaz. You guys had another kid. What's her name? Issei. Summer, we named her after Ruby's mother. Ruby. She looks just like her. Ravel. She's beautiful. Issei. Yeah. How far along are you ladies? Riaz. 7 months. Saji has been a good husband and helps out. Zenobia. I'm 5 months along. Kiba is the father. Kaneko. I just found out, I haven't told Kuroka yet. Issei. You should tell her soon. Akeno. I'm 4 months along. Cinder. Congratulations to all of you. Serg. Thank you. So what would you like? Issei. Coffee for me please. Ruby. Warm milk and a cookie for Summer please. Cinder. Tea please. Tiba. Coming right up. They all sit together. Aurora plays with Summer, she loves her silver eyes. It's a nice time for all. Riaz and the others show that they have indeed moved on and don't try anything. Ruby and Cinder are relaxed and try to be friends. Summer loves cookies now just like her mother and late grandmother. Issei took pictures and sent it to her family. Tai immediately has a flashback to the time when Summer held Ruby at that age and she was munching on her first cookie. In the following 10 years, all the kids have grown up together, they had a great childhood, their families taught them how to use their powers. Maria passed away, Osmond retired, and spends his days traveling with Salem in Issei's dimension. Linda is the headmistress now. Issei reached the end of his life too and passed away peacefully in his sleep while surrounded by many loved ones. The kids experienced their first heartbreak. Yang and Ruby cried too because they had him since he was a pup and are thankful for Issei. He was the best dog and was there when needed. Penny works for Robin now. Crow proposed to her and married her. Tai and Raven got back together. Even though they are in their 50s now, he still makes her feel like a teenager in bed. The kids are training to become huntsmen, some in Remnant while some in DxD-verse. The Grimm got loose and caused some problems. All of the kids have powers of their respective mothers and Issei's dragon power. They are so strong for their age. They excel in quite a few things. Raven and Winter became training buddies and their pet dragons fought alongside them. They are both still active and defend Remnant. The criminals went back to their usual routine and got their asses kicked. Neo is happy to be adopted into Issei's family. Hazel and Elm have a happy life together. Mercury and Emerald are good parents to their son who is enjoying his school days. Weiss and Vali's son inherited his mother's semblance along with his father's talent. Issei's and Kuroka's son Juzo had a natural rivalry with him. Issei and Vali aren't worried as they are still close friends, it's a friendly rivalry. As more years passed by, their kids got married and had kids of their own. Ruby used her chance to see her mother one last time and introduced her to the whole family. Summer was honored to meet Ruby's daughter whom she named after her. She looks just like her and so did a great-granddaughter. Life on Earth slowly became like that on Remnant, except that there are no Grimm. The environment is cleaner and the economy is stable, but some companies create problems over the control of dust. Fossil fuels are useless now. However, it's not all so perfect. During that time, Osmond passed away and Salem took her life soon afterwards. Issei's parents lived to see their great-grandkids and then passed away, first his father and then his mother 1 week later from grief. Issei, Cinder and Neo are heartbroken and cried for days. Everyone was there to comfort them and they needed it. Even Riaz and her family came to comfort them. It was the first time in many years that he hugged them. It took time, but he found solace in knowing that Arena sent their souls to heaven. It helped him smile again and he was back to his old self as some time went by. The pain wasn't limited to just them. Blake's father died from a heart attack and her mother from old age. Blake took over as chief until her kids can take her place. Weiss lost her parents too the same way as Blake did. Yang and Ruby also saw their parents and uncle pass away from old age. Robin, Ironwood, Dr. Polendina, Professor Port, John's parents, Purras too. John's grandparents passed away many years ago. Or Jr. gave his club to Cinder and her family before retiring and passing away. Old man Shopkeep also passed away and Vale wasn't the same without him. Issei's dog also passed away years ago. The kids were given a reason to value life even more so as they lost their old reasons. Issei's and Vali's kids inherited their powers and with dragon powers combined with magic and semblances, they helped create a new race. The dragon and devil Fraunas, Issei's and Arena's son Shin also had kids and they chose to be a part of both universes. There must be a balance because there are devils in both universes. Over time the Nekashu population recovered and Office herself promised Issei that she'll look after his family. He's grateful. Those who have the dragon's powers live longer lives than most. Raven and Winter's dragons also passed away soon after they did. Part 29. Emotional epilogue. The whole family is having a reunion, the grandkids are all grown up too and having fun. Issei's family is there and they are watching until their kids come to them. Broads. It's time. Cinder. Yes, it is. They go to Patch and prayed for the others buried there. The Branwen twins, Robin, Tai and Zwei, are buried there alongside Summer Rose Sr. On Tai's grave, they had the following engraved. Enjoy the power of youth, like Tai Xiaolong. They placed flowers there. They later went to Argus and paid their respects to Team JNPR. Thor was there paying respects too, and he was holding Nora's hammer. When he saw them, he greeted them and passed down her hammer to them. Nora's grandkids are among them after all. Upon holding the hammer, they see an engraving on her hammer. Those who wish to wield the power of Nora Valkyrie must protect the good and break the legs of evil, must enjoy life and most importantly, pancakes. Some laughed and some cried. He bid farewell and returned to Asgard with tears in his eyes and a smile on his face. The family went to Atlas next and paid their respects to the Schnee family. Vali is there too, he was cleaning their graves. Ironwood and the Aesops are buried there too. They paid their respects and Vali tells the family the stories about the time before they were born. He stayed with them and Office was watching over them. She misses her dear friends, misses having cake that only Klein could make. Vali called for Albion and he appeared. The family is in awe as always, while they get to know the heavenly dragon. Drake flies over and with Tiamat and a hatchling dragon whom he named after Issei. Bali is currently sitting with Issei's wives and begin to converse. Yang. So how's your son doing? Bali. Good, he's running the Shni company. Yang. A devil as the head of a corporation. Ha, Bali. Yeah, I found it kind of funny too, but he's a good man, he's looking after his family and is doing a good job. I visited your old team's grave too, Cinder. They are well maintained and placed some flowers there. Cinder. Sniff, thank you. I'm going to visit them tomorrow. Bali. So next stop is Kuo. He's waiting there for all of you. Hiroka. We're going there next. Want to come with? Bali. I already visited, we had a nice chat, Lady Yusaka and her daughter were there too. Princess Kauno is all grown up now, I miss Weiss. I miss her singing, recordings are all we have left. Ruby. Could you play one please? We miss her too. Ali. I would love to. He looks through his playlist on his scroll and picks a favorite. After they finished listening and crying, they get ready to go to Kuo. Vali leaves the group and cries as he flies away. He's still mourning Weiss and her family. He still has Lavinia around and Azazel too, although Lavinia is still human and is now very old. She wants to die as a human and has lived this long thanks to a minor spell. Ali. Drake, anything you want to tell Issei? Drake. Say hello to him for me. Yang. Sure thing, Drake. Yin. It's been a while since we last got together like this. Kurobara. Yeah. We haven't seen Dad in a while. Shin. Let's go visit him. Hey mom, I think we should all go visit Dad and everyone else too. I miss them. Irina. That's a great idea. Everyone, we're going to visit him, you know what day it is. Ruby. It'll be a nice anniversary gift for him. Summer. But can you tell us the story about him and how he achieved what he did back in the day first? My kids don't know the story and would love to know. He's a legend till this day. Hiroka. Well, all of you are old enough, I think it's about time. Irina. Jin. We know you're there. She comes out of hiding. Cinder. Did you know that we would ask for your help? Jin. No, but I wanted to help. Yuzo. Thank you. She snaps her fingers and they all see his life story, how he was an ordinary high school kid with a pervy side, how he was a target, how he became a devil and the strongest Red Dragon Emperor. How he and his team took on big threats, the laughs, the pain, his life in Remnant, how he was scared and went through so much pain, how he put Remnant back together, had blood on his hands so others wouldn't have to, resisting his curse, the new dust he created, the war, Salem and her defeat, how and why he went berserk, how powerful he was at the time, how he was tormented and was in a coma, woke up and took quite some time to recover and smile again. Finally accepted love again, became free, freed Drake, helped change his homeworld, got married, had a family, how he's a good husband and father, he was happy as he could be. How he said that his family is worth enduring pain for. Then the past events that are just the times the whole family was growing up and growing all together, how Issei gave Vali many memorable battles, how they became brothers and how their families got along perfect, they see the rating games, how they helped the people and everything that led to this moment. Visual story is over. The whole family cheers and cried, they go to Kuo where they met Asia, her daughter and others. There were some hateful stares given to some of them by the whole family as they know of the betrayal. Serziches is among them with his family and Azazel too. They were not on the receiving end of the hate and did notice, but said nothing. Asia and those who did receive it know why but didn't mind. Serziches. Hey everyone. Are you on your way there to see him? They bow out of respect before answering. Ruby. Yes. It's been a while. How have you been everyone? Milikus. We've been better. We won't keep you all waiting. It's a special day. Asia. He's waiting for you all. Azazel. They all are. They go to a graveyard and then stand in front of a grave with lots of flowers. There's an engraving on it. Here lies Issei Hayato, a friend, a brother, a husband, a father, a protector, a provider, a legend, a role model. A man with the heart and soul of a dragon, limitless love to give and united countless lives. He's earned the title of the Red Dragon of Remnant. Ruby. Sorry it's been so long, Issei. Happy 101st anniversary sniff. Cinder. We miss you so much. Sniff. Drake says hello and he named his son after you, Sniff. Yang. We missed you every day since you passed, since mom and dad passed, sniff. Since Uncle Crow and Aunt Robin. Blake. We miss you and all of the friends and family too. Hiroka. I wish our sage arts worked. You would have been here with us right now. Sniff. Irina. We're all here thanks to you. Okay everyone, let's pay our respects to all of the friends and family we lost. Michael appears and together they all make a line and pay their respects to Issei, his parents, his grandparents, Neo, Issei's old school buddies. After they prayed for them, some broke down while some held it in. There was a breeze and a familiar feeling, they all feel it and they look towards the direction it's coming from. Their eyes widen when they see Issei, his parents, Neo, Roman, the Schnee family, JNPR, Raven, Crow, Tai, Zwei and the Shiba Issei had, the Aesops, Arthur, LeFay, Irina's parents, Hazel, Mercury, Emerald, Robin, Ospen, Summer, Penny, her father, Maria, Gira, Kali, Ilia, SSSN, CFBY, and everyone else who has passed away appear in front of them. They all cried now, and the dead gave them a smile before disappearing once again. Only with the passage of time, they were reunited in the afterlife and together for eternity. Bonus chapter. An elderly woman is sitting in the hospital bed, it's around 11 p.m. She's currently looking through her phone, old photos and videos, some recent, some old. She's all by herself but has a smile that would light up a room. She's currently waiting for what she desires most. She hears a knock on the door. She puts her phone away. Old woman. Come in. A woman in her 20s, very attractive with long blue hair entered. Hey, it's been a while. Old woman. It really has, you look good. You do too. Old woman. I'm so old. I'm talking about your smile. Still the same. Lights up the room. Where are the kids? Old woman. Oh, talking with the doctors and making some arrangements. Come sit down. The attractive blue-haired woman sat on the side of the bed. I heard, are you? Old woman. Fully content. I've done my part and there's nothing else I can do. They don't need me either. Don't say that, your family will always want and need you. Old woman. That's how your family makes you feel. Oh, how rude of me. How are you and your family doing? They're doing good. In fact, I've got a bun in the oven right now. Old woman. Oh, congrats. She immediately hugged her. The young woman started to get a bit emotional. Thank you. In case it's a girl, can I name her after you? Old woman. I'd be honored, and I think it will be a girl. How can you tell? Old woman. I had guessed the genders of every addition to my family almost accurately. I've got a knack for it. You never cease to surprise me. I miss hanging out. Why did you do it? Old woman. I had to. You know that, I don't want to be the last elder in my family anymore. I want to be with my husband. But you were an angel, you could go to heaven and see them anytime. I don't want to lose you for good this time. Irina. Zenobia. Reincarnated angels can't visit the souls in heaven, it wouldn't be fair to the living. It's a little known rule. Zenobia, still young and strong because of being a devil, looks at her former partner and friend who had quit being an angel, grow so old that her body is failing. She starts to cry a little bit. Irina held her close with what little strength she had, but in that little strength, Zenobia felt love and comfort. Zenobia. I don't want to say goodbye again. I know I bucked up decades ago, it haunts me till this day, but I just want to be friends again. I miss you, I miss Issei, I miss everyone. She starts to cry a little harder, her voice begins to break. Irina. Oh come on, it was a long time ago, I forgive you, and knowing Issei, I'm sure he forgave you long ago. I saw it on his face, he was more at peace one particular day. Now, I heard that you're a king now. Zenobia. Yeah, I am. I already have a peerage. They are good people. We're training for the upcoming raiding game. I wish you would come see us fight. Irina. I would love to if fate wills it. Wait, you shouldn't be fighting when pregnant. Zenobia. It's okay, my team is training, I'm taking a break from it. The game is next year so it's all good. Irina. Very well, you've got it figured out. Zenobia. How long has it been since they passed away? Since Issei left us? Irina. Let's see, I became an angel at 18, stayed like that for round 120 plus, that's when Issei grew old and left us. I lost my fellow wives one by one in the last 30 plus years as an angel, that's when I didn't want to be an angel anymore and started to age normally. I'm biologically in my 90s now, so it's been well over 2 centuries I've lived so long, a good life. Zenobia. But you were doing so much good as an angel. Irina. With all the peace, I just didn't feel needed, but that's not the only reason I hated not growing old. I saw my husband, fellow wives and children growing older and older, whilst I remained essentially the same. My own son looked older, I was seeing him age away. No parent wants to outlive their children. Luckily, he's strong and will outlive me now, and I want to be with my soulmate. I don't want to be alone, to be a burden. I want to see my husband. Zenobia. You've been loyal to Issei for over 200 years. You never thought about being with someone else. Irina. The very notion of such a thing made me nauseous, literally. He's my soulmate. He was always a good man, he had his faults, but we all do. But we made it work. He was truly something else. He never stopped thinking about me even when he was in Remnant. It was 2 whole years for him but a month for us. He wouldn't let me become a fallen, went out of his way to make sure I would never be tempted in any way. He never once degraded me or raised his voice. He was protective, but never controlling. I miss hearing him sing Weiss too. He never did sing that much as we grew older. He was a great father and husband, a friend, truly one of a kind, befriending the Dragon of Infinity. No one could have done it the way he did. Zenobia. Irina. You learned so much, please share your wisdom. I'm having trouble in my marriage. Irina. What are you and your partner arguing about? Zenobia. He won't talk to me. I try to get him to listen but he won't. Irina. Do you listen to him? The former knight of Ria's Gremory is left speechless. Irina. I figured as much. You need to listen to what he wants to talk about. It's not always the happy wife, happy life. You need to let him speak and listen to what he's saying. Cast your pride aside, it's one of the things that ruins a relationship. It's how our former classmate's marriage fell apart. Zenobia. Yeah. I heard about that, I miss them. Irina. I do too. Anyways, even if he doesn't have anything to say, there is something that will always work. Zenobia. What is it? Irina. Hug him and whisper the words. I love you and I'm proud of you, you're doing your best and that's enough. You'll see it in his eyes that it'll mean a lot to him. He'll trust you and open up but never weaponize such things. Got it? Her tone changed from kind to dead serious. It made Zenobia shiver. A simple elderly human made a high-class devil shiver. Zenobia. Right, you are experienced even though we are the same age. Irina. That's the beauty of mortality. We learn and appreciate, he grow and mature. You certainly have but at your own pace. Zenobia. It's not a competition. Irina. You just proved my point. You really have grown. Zenobia. We all do. Eventually I really miss being together like the old days. Irina. Then let's hang out one more time. Come to our home, we're having a big family get together. Zenobia. I wouldn't want to impose. Irina. It's no trouble at all. The man who looks to be around 70 entered the room, he's not actually 70 but much older. There's a divine and draconic aura coming from him. It's Irina's son, Shin. Oh, Miss Korda, it's been a while since we've seen you. How have you been? Zenobia. Shin, enough of the formalities, just call me by my first name. Shin. Kind of feels disrespectful. Zenobia. Not to me. Shin. Alright, anyways, Mom, the discharge process is done. We can go home. Irina. Great, Zenobia is coming with us. Shin. Sure. I've even invited Uncle Vali. Zenobia. How is he? Shin. He's doing okay. He's been different since Aunt Weiss died. Irina. He and I both found our soulmate and continue to cherish their memories. Let's go home. They help her out of bed and into a wheelchair. Shin teleports them to their family home in Kuo. The Hayato mansion is still there, surrounded by other mansions that the family owns after they bought the land from the previous owners. They are welcomed back by the whole family. It's very crowded, lots of home-cooked meals, a few toddlers running around with their parents trying to reduce the carnage. It's so noisy but it makes Irina euphoric, a big happy noisy family is better than an empty house. A man with short silver hair and a neatly trimmed beard, wearing a black suit, walked over to Irina and helped her to a spot reserved on the sofa. Irina. Vali, thank you. Ali. Just doing my part. Irina. You aren't obligated to do anything. It's not like you owe us. Ali. Ever since Issei passed away, I couldn't stomach the notion of not being there for his family, since he was like a brother. That automatically makes you family. Irina. Right, my memories have gotten weaker. Great-grandkids. Granny. They're onto her and gently give her group hug which she reciprocated. Ali walked over to Zenobia. Ali. It's been some time. Zenobia. It has. You look good. Ali. As do you. Long hair suits you. Zenobia. And short hair suits you. You're probably wondering why I'm here. Ali. Irina invited you, we both know her pretty well. Zenobia. I think everyone here knows her better than I do. Ali. Most of us know who she currently is, you know who she was from the start. Zenobia. Yeah. I can tell that her time is coming. Ali. I called someone to help us make this the best family event. They'll arrive shortly. Zenobia. It'll be an honor to be a part of it. Oh, Milukas and Princess Kauno are expecting their first child. Ali. Already congratulated them this morning. Zenobia. I should too, Riaz is going to be an aunt too. Ali. How is everyone? Zenobia. So far so good. You? Ali. Same old. Come, I'll introduce you to everyone. Zenobia. I'd love that. They go around meeting the family, getting to know them and share some laughs. Zenobia would even share some stories of her adventures with Issei, Irina, and the rest of the old team. The youngest heard a lot stories, but to hear from one of the original teammates of the last legendary Red Dragon Emperor is a different feeling entirely. Irina saw it all with a smile on her face. They hear a car honking, a few of the family members walk out of the house. A young woman in her 20s gets out of the car. Kurabara. Dehya, glad you could join us. Nice look. Dehya. Thanks Grinigrini. I was told Auntie Irina is home. Kurabara. Yeah, she's home. Come in. Dehya. Let me get the cake. She opens the back door of her car and picks up a cake. They head inside, Dehya puts the box on a table and heads straight to Irina. Dehya. Great Granny Irina, glad you're back. How are you feeling? Irina. I'm feeling great and it's good to be home. How are you doing? Are you eating good? Dehya. Knowing that you're back, I'm perfectly happy and yes, I'm eating well. I even brought a cake. Irina. You shouldn't have. Yeah. Respectfully disagree. It's always a party when everyone is together. The young woman is one of many descendants of Issei and Kuroka. There are plenty of Nekomata around as the two had a lot of children over the years, not all of them are here as they branched off and have families of their own. The species was saved years ago, and now they thrive. Another young woman with long brown hair and dragon horns entered the home. This young woman is the great-great-granddaughter of Cinder and Issei. She's named after her and like her great-great-grandmother, she won't take crap from anyone. Especially when it comes to protecting her family. Cindy. I'm home. Sorry I'm late, had to deal with a few morons in Remnant, they tried to insult my horns. Irina. Welcome home, sweetie, and they are just jealous of you. Her hardcore personality instantly softens when she finally notices that Irina is back from the hospital. She immediately went over to her and hugged her. Irina could feel the love, most of the people in the house aren't even related to her directly, but they are family. Cindy. It's good to have you back. I mean we missed you. Irina. I missed you too, Cindy. The huge family continues to party and celebrate Irina's return. Volley got a text and showed it to Shin, his heart aches, but he knew that it's a great way to end this day. Seconds later, two blue figures appeared along with a young girl in all black. They are none other than Jin, Ambrosis and Office respectively, all but the kids know about them, those who know them are aware of their capabilities, the elders immediately realize why they are here. This includes Irina. Irina. Hey you three. It's been a long time. Jin. It has. You look. Office. Happy. Ambrosis. And at peace. Irina. I am. Office. Is everything ready? Jin. Not much time left, you know what I'm talking about. Irina. Yes, we all do. Jin. Alright, get ready everyone, I won't be allowed to do this ever again as decreed by the brother gods, this will be my final time doing this, so make the most of it. She snaps her fingers, a blue mist covered the whole room, everyone began seeing their most cherished family moments. We'll start off with Zenobia. Memory 1. Zenobia. I'd follow you as your knight when you're a king. Issei. You're my first choice as my knight. Memory 2. Issei. You and Irina can stay with us. Zenobia. Is that alright with your parents? Issei. Of course, they'll love to have you join us. Zenobia. Alright then. I'll be in your care. Memory 3. Zenobia. Let's race, my bike against you. Issei. You're on, balance break, promotion tonight. Zenobia rides Burr sports bike at top speed and Issei overtook her easily. He not only won the race, but her heart too. And, Zenobia. Thank you for everything. We'll start off with memories reacted to the first generation of children. Shin, Irina's son. Shin. Dad, I'm afraid I'll fall. Issei. And what do we do when we fall? Shin. Feel pain. Issei. We learn to pick ourselves back up. If you can't then I'll be here to catch you, trust me and trust yourself. Shin jumps off the roof and spreads his wings, he flies up and Issei follows. Issei. I'm very proud of you, son. Shin. Thanks dad. Next memory. Issei. What is this? Shin. I told you quadratic equations don't make any sense. Issei. Well, I'm man enough to admit that this is beyond me, time for plan B. Shin. Which is? Issei. We find an Indian guy on YouTube that can help. Shin. Why didn't I think of that? Next memory. Issei. Okay, now dice the garlic and add it into the stew. Shin. Got it, do you think mom will like the dish? Issei. She'll love it, I can almost taste it, the aroma is filling the whole house. Shin. A special dish made just for mom. Dad, you and mom have a unique bond, what about my stepmothers? What kind of unique binds do you have with them? Issei. I love them too, but that's obvious, it's how we show it, your mom and I have a special song we sing together, we even sang it to you as a lullaby when you were so little, you'll see how I do what I do, and you'll learn a lot, but remember, never use it to manipulate their feelings. Got it. Shin. Right, anyway, why are you teaching me to cook again? Issei. It's a skill everyone should know, screw certain gender roles. Shin. That makes a lot of sense, wow. Next memory. Issei. Shin, you okay? Shin. She left me, took off with some other guy at prom. Issei. Just goes to show that she's not the one. Listen, think of it from a different perspective, she showed her true colors, saves you time and effort, you can use that on being with the right woman. Shin. And how do I know that she's the one? If I do meet her. Issei. When you meet her and you'll know when she too puts in the effort, but remember, you'll have to focus on being the one for her. Time heals all wounds, but not a window, show me where she lives and we'll throw in your little brother's stink bomb through it. Shin. Best dad ever. Next memory. Issei. So you're finally getting married, I knew you'd find the right woman. Shin. You taught me everything I know. I was going to meet her eventually. Issei. Can't take all the credit, you did it on your own and in your own way. Proud of you. Shin. Thanks. Dad. Issei. Don't start crying on me, save those tears when you see your bride in her dress as she walks up to the altar. Shin. Yeah. I will. And, Shin. I miss you too Dad, love you. Which Rhodes, Cinder's son. Rhodes. Hey Dad, can we spar? I want to be a huntsman when I grow up. Issei. I'd love to help make your dream a reality, let's do it. Rhodes. Coolest dad ever. Next memory. Issei. What do you call James Bond in the bathtub? Rhodes. I don't know. Issei. 007. Issei and Ty. Ha 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 ha. Rhodes. What did Harry Potter say when he was buying gas? Issei. I don't know, what? Rhodes. Expensive petroleum. Issei and Ty burst out laughing, they could hear Yang laughing from the other room. Next memory. Cinder. Hey kiddo, happy birthday. Issei. Here's your present, you're 21 and ready to ride your own bike. Kawasaki Ninja H2R, right. Rhodes. How did you know? Cinder. Because you're our son, of course we know what you like, now go call that girl you like and take her on a date. Issei. But you're spending your money on that. Rhodes. I'd rather go for a ride with just the three of us. Cinder. Are you sure? Your girlfriend would be pretty happy if you took her for a ride. Rhodes. She's not here, you are. Shall we? Issei. HMP, you're too good for that girl. Let's go, love. Cinder. I'll get the keys. The three get on their bikes and ride off together. Rhodes. Ride in the heavens, mom and dad. Next memory. Rhodes. I think I've unlocked my semblance. Issei. Yeah. Let's see. Rhodes releases a mist that completely hides his presence, no one can see or hear him, those with dragon senses can smell him though. Cinder. Perfect for ambushing Grim and criminals. It's only a matter of time till you hone your semblance and master it. Evolve it even. Rhodes. Semblances can evolve. Issei. They can. Not just on their own but how you use it. John. He's right, at first, I could only transfer my extra aura to others to help them heal their wounds. Your father taught me how it can amplify my physical attributes and more. For your semblance, Neo and Ren can teach you very well if they are up for it. Ruby. That's an example of how to use it. Yang and I, our semblances evolved, same for your uncle Ren. I had speed at first then it revolved to splitting in three and able to carry multiple people with me. Issei. I don't have a semblance but those who do, they'll teach you how to use it. But that can be dealt with another day, today, we'll celebrate. Go play hide and seek, I doubt they'll find you. Rhodes. I'ma be king. Cinder. Oh no you don't, that's cheating. It'll be boring if you win all the time. Rhodes. Oh come on. Cinder. Alright, just this once. Rhodes. Woohoo. And. Reiko Ruby's son. Reiko. Mom, Dad, I didn't do well in school I'm sorry. Issei. So? It's not the end of the world. Ruby. Your father's right, just about everyone struggles with something. Issei. Come to think of it, I didn't even bother going to college, I met your uncles, mothers, became huntsmen and huntresses, already had a job and we had you, your brothers and your siblings. Life works out, but only if you put in the effort, don't give up, it's important to study, even more so to learn. Ruby. And your grades are decent, you don't have to be the best, just be enough. Issei. Just try again, if your current high school sucks, then we'll find a different one. Reiko. I'd love that. Issei. This was the reason you've been so depressed lately, isn't it? Reiko. You knew. Issei. Of course we did, we gave you space in case you wanted to deal with it yourself and waited to see if you wanted to talk about it and you did. Proud of you. Reiko. Thanks mom, dad, you're the best. Ruby. We love you too our little Drake. Let's go eat some cookies and ice cream. Neo. You said we were all out. Ruby. Kai and Neo don't scare me like that. Next memory. Reiko. I did it I know what kind of semblance I have. Hurrah. Well done, now show me what you can do. Reiko activates his semblance, petal-like red dragon scales manifest around him, they move by hand gestures, he commands the petals to attack his combat teacher, her immediately dodges it there are too many of them and too fast. They hit the trees behind her and are sliced to bits. Ruby. Okay, not only did he inherit my petals, but he can use them as projectiles. Issei. That's not all, they are crazy sharp if he can manifest more over time and control them with his mind yup, that's our kid, turning our aesthetics into a dangerous ability. Heh, the enemies stand little chance against you. Nora. Have you thought about a name for your semblance? Reiko. How about Senbonzakura? Issei. Beautiful and deadly. Now let's see and it can cut dragon scales. Reiko. I finally get to fight you. Issei. Yeah, bring it on, my boy. The two smile and they go at it. And, Reiko. One of the days you showed that you were happy and proud of us. Kurobara Kuroka's daughter. Kurobara. Mom dad I did it I mastered sage magic. Kuroka. Well done, I knew you could do it. Issei. She is our daughter, there's no doubt about it, we're so proud of you, Hiroka. The first dragon sage. Never thought something like this was possible, but again, she's our kid so should have probably seen that coming. Kurobara. Dragon sage. Oh, I like that name. Next memory, Hiroka. Well honey, how do you feel about it? Kurobara. I'm going to be a big sister. Issei. Yeah, but before you feel uncertain. Remember this, you're not a lesser priority, you're still our daughter whom we love. Hiroka. We'll do our best to make sure you're not left out. There is one thing, you know how babies are, they can't look after themselves until they grow up a little, but you won't be alone. Issei. If you are feeling left out or something, then come talk to us, we'll happily make time for you. Kurobara. Deal. Kurobara. Our sweet little kitten. Kurobara. Naya. Next memory, Kurobara. Mom, how are you feeling? Hiroka. Hey sweetie, I'm better now. Issei. But you should rest. Doctors said so. Hiroka. But I know the little one needs me. Issei. I'll look after our son, you need to rest, I'll even bring Shirin to spend some time with you. Hiroka. It's been so long since I've seen her. Are you sure? Issei. My personal feelings don't matter and it's all in the past, right now, your health comes first, I'll take our son with us, you and your sister should spend some time together. He hands her a phone. Issei. I'll handle everything, you should recover. Hiroka. You're the best. She kisses him. Kurobara. What did happen between you and Aunt Shirin? Issei. We had a falling out, but it doesn't matter now, we're on good terms now, let's go get some ice cream. Kurobara. I'm in. The two head to the new baby's room and see the little cub wide awake. Issei gently picked him up. Issei. You know, it feels like just yesterday that you were this small and sleeping in my arms. Kurobara. I'm already in my teens. Dad. Issei. I know but my heart doesn't. You were so young and I was so afraid. Kurobara. Of what? Issei. When you were born, I almost couldn't hold you, fearing that I would hurt you with my claws or something, whether or not I would be a good enough dad, one that you deserved. I was terrified. Kurobara. You're more than any of us deserve. Issei. Kurobara. You never once hurt me, you were always there and never once forgot about any of us, treated us equally, guided us, never let us become spoiled either. You not only have enough love for all of us, but we have the love of multiple mothers, a blessing that sniff I know I don't deserve. I'm not anything special unlike you or the others. Issei. Don't you ever say something like that again. You hear me? Kurobara. He walks over to her and wipes away her tears. Issei. Honey, I'm honored and happy to be your father. I love you and so do your mothers, your grandparents and everyone else. Every child deserves love. I love you and don't you ever forget that. Now let's go, I heard that they have salted caramel ice cream in a nearby place. Kurobara. We should pick up some for mom and the others. Issei. You thinking what I'm thinking? Kurobara. Her favorite coffee flavor. Issei. Bingo. And Kurobara. I miss you both so much, thank you for saving our race and giving me so many siblings. Just wish you were still here with us, I love you both. Next is Yin, son of Issei and Yang. Yin. Is that Azazel? Exactly, an artificial sacred gear, you can have a balance breaker just like your parents. Yin puts on the gauntlet. Yin. But, I don't feel any power coming from it. Azazel. Issei, Yang, kindly transfer some of your energy into it. The two summoned their gauntlets, placed them on top the artificial gear and transferred some energy, the gauntlet glows with a reddish golden light. Yin. I can feel it, I feel like it's a part of me. Yang. You're already strong, I think you might achieve balance breaker. Right Azazel. Azazel. Yes but it's just a Long-Inus prototype, it's only good for one use, sorry, but it's the best I got right now. Issei. Well Yin, you wanted to know what it's like having a sacred gear, now your mom and I will show you, ready? Yin. I want everyone to join us. Issei. That's the right answer. You heard him everyone, the birthday boy wants us to spar with him. Ready? Ollie. Care to join the fray, my love? Weiss. What kind of wife would I be if I didn't? Ollie. I love you. Weiss. Love you too. Cinder. We still have those artificial gear armbands from the raiding game. Blake. Let's do some damage. Arena. Time to cast a ton of barriers. Hiroka. Already on it. Ruby. This is epic. Issei. Ready. Yin. Always. Issei. Say it with us now. Everyone. Balance break. Everyone with a gear uses balance breaker. Weiss uses her semblance to fight alongside her husband, she's not as strong, but she doesn't care. Everyone is in awe of seeing the first artificial Long-Inus. The young man feels the power flowing through it, but not just that, he feels like his parents are hugging him, not cold metal. He feels a living embrace. No one can see, but he's crying tears of joy as they have a battle. His armor ranked a few solid hits from his parents, siblings and volley. He smiled till the armor fell apart. As the time limit is up, it fell apart and only the helmet remained. He took it off slowly and everyone could see the happiness he felt, but there was a bit of sadness. When the armor broke, it made him feel like his parents were no longer there, a foreshadowing feeling to their eventual passing years later. And, I would do almost anything to see you both again. Levy's turn. Blake and Issei's daughter. Blake. Levy, why have you been so distant lately? Levy. You know why. Blake. It is because I've been so busy lately. Levy. Exactly, you don't even try to listen when I come to you. Issei. Whoa, sweetie, do not raise your voice against your mother. You know better than that. Levy. I'm sorry but I'm angry. Where are you when I need you? You almost missed my graduation. You are either not home or asleep when you are. I tried asking everyone else and they won't tell me, even Mama Kuroka, what is going on. Issei. Levy, enough, we'll happily listen to you when you learn to listen to others. Levy. Blake. Alright, I owe you an explanation. I've been busy training my replacement as the new chief. Levy. Wait. Does that mean? Blake. Yes, it was becoming too much. I hated doing it, but it was a big responsibility and then I was reminded of an even greater one. Levy. Which one? Blake. You, obviously. Levy. Blake. Yes, I'm sorry for ignoring you. I hated being away from home. I missed you and everyone else. That's why I was late to your important achievements. Issei. But she was never too late. Levy. I didn't think about it like that. But why was everyone else so quiet about this? Issei. You're about to find out. Blake. I'm going to make it up to you. Levy. I understand now, you don't have to. Blake. I want to. Issei. Here's some sushi for when we get there. He hands them both a big box of sushi. Levy. Oh my favorite. Wait, where are we going? Blake. Somewhere that is an inspiration for every fantasy story writer. Levy. You knew. Issei. We saw you reading Ninjas of Love before bed numerous times. Blake. Really good series, just like the Court series by Sarah J. Maas. Anyways, get ready. We leave in 5 and I'll teach you. Levy. You're a writer. Blake. I've always been a reader, but I've learned a few things. Issei. Shall we? He snaps his fingers and opens a portal to a magical place that would inspire any fantasy lover to write. The young catgirl with dragon wings is in awe. Her parents hold her hands and they walk through the portal. Issei revealed that he got permission to travel across the 9 realms. He shares everything he knows. Levy is noting everything in her head. During their sushi break, Blake would tell her daughter about the stories she's read and how to write a good story, how to avoid copying and bastardizing the work of others, starting on the exposition, rising action, climax, falling action and conclusion. She tells her little by little as to not overwhelm the poor girl whose mind is already blown. They would do this time to time and one time, Levy asked her mother and father to share their life story to which they agreed. Next memory. Levy. I've done it. My new series had become the #1 bestseller. Issei. Congratulations, you did it, you achieved your dream. Blake. What did you write about? Levy. I changed it up, but I wrote about you two and Mama Kuroka. Kuroka. Someone mentioned my name. Issei. Stealthy, even you're about to have our 6th kid. Kuroka. Yeah. Anyways, congratulations on the bestseller. What did you write about? Levy. As I said, it's about you 3. The 3 immediate hug her. Issei. It's been an honor to be your muse. Blake. You've immortalized us. Kuroka. We love you so much, thank you. Levy. I owe it all to you. Issei. Can we get a signed copy? Levy. Of course you can. And, Levy. I miss talking and eating sushi that you made, Dad. No one can make it the way you do. I miss you all. Time for volley. Issei. Ready for our final fight. Volley. Truth be told, I don't think I ever want this to end. Issei. I'm getting older, my friend, I won't be around forever, a journey without an end is meaningless. Volley. Wisdom does come with age. Issei. Yeah, let's fight. Everyone is far enough, no one will get hurt but us. Volley. I. Issei. Don't back out on me, we're dragons and rivals. I want to do this. Volley. As you wish, my friend. Issei. Wish it was like this from the start. Volley. If only I wasn't a fool. Issei. Balance. Volley. Break. The two don their balance breakers, immediately attack each other without holding back, both of them feel alive, happy and content. The fight was epic and ended in a draw. The two are completely drained, beaten and wounded. Their armors are destroyed. They look at each other, still grinning, and then laughed. Gave each other a hug and then called for someone to help use healing magic. They didn't want Phoenix tears, they wanted the wounds to heal, but leave scars as proof of their memorable battle. They'll cherish it forever. Next memory. Mercury. It's good to have some time to ourselves. Hazel. You said it. I love the weekends. Neo. The tiny diner came a long way. Emerald. We have a proper restaurant now. Cinder. That guy from Team SNNN works here as a part-timer, his clone semblance is very useful. Volley. Yeah. Issei. Except that he forgets to keep track of how much he's used it. Weiss. I see new plates almost 3 times a month. Hazel. We've ordered some new ones that are more durable. Weiss. Nice, has Chef Remy made a new dish? My cravings are driving me nuts. Neo. He hasn't. Chef Remy loves creating new dishes for you. Weiss. Oh. Ollie. Raises eyebrow. Weiss. Relax babe, you're the only one for me. Just because he's a cook doesn't mean that I'll leave you. You goof. Ollie. I'm not jealous nor a goof. Weiss. You're my goof. Our baby is kicking. Ollie. Really? He places his hand on her belly and felt the kick. Ollie. He's playing soccer in there. Weiss. Glad there's only one of him in there and not a whole team, not yet at least. Ollie. Not yet. Weiss. Precisely. Neo. Food's here. The waiter brings the food, he trips, and the spaghetti falls on Issei. Hazel. Are you alright? Waiter. Yes, I'm so sorry sir. Issei. Smells good. Ollie. Laughs like a chicken. Everyone began laughing hysterically. Next memory. Why singing for the last time? Ollie and everyone attending hear this masterpiece for the last time before the elderly Weiss passes away. Next memory. It's their wedding in the open city of Atlas. Issei. Are you ready for this? Ollie. If you can manage having 6 wives, I can definitely handle having one. Thanks for being my best man. Issei. I'm honored. Thanks for being mine during my wedding with Kuroka. Ollie. It's my pleasure. The song Here Comes the Bride brings playing. Volley eagerly awaited his bride-to-be, he sees her being walked towards the altar by Klein. All are in awe at her beauty and grace. She didn't use much makeup and left her scar uncovered. Volley being shaking with anticipation. Issei placed his hand on Volley's shoulder to calm him. Weiss is now standing in front of him. Klein. Take good care of my little snowflake. Lucifer. I will. Aster. We are gathered here today to join these two in holy matrimony. Is there anyone here who wishes to object? Team RBY, JNPR, Winter and Issei gaze at the crowd, none dared to speak up even if they wanted to, because the 2 heavenly dragons are watching them. They speak their vows. Ollie. Why Shni, ever since I met you, I felt something I didn't even bother thinking that I could, I felt happy and content. They say I need to love myself before I could learn to love others, but that's not true, I couldn't care any less about myself, and I do care about you, it's just how we are as dragons. I went from being a battle maniac to becoming your husband and I love you, it's the best way to say it, however, what I feel for you, mere literature cannot quantify it. Instead, I'll show it. I promise to be the best husband I can be. If I am not then. Winter. Shows her gun holster to him. Volley smirked with a bit of nervousness. Weiss glared at Winter to stop, to which she did. Weiss. You won't fail. I know it. I believe in you. Volley Lucifer, devil or dragon, I don't care, I love you for who you are, I didn't even know that I had a type until I met you, you are who I love, HMP, love, who am I kidding, what we have is greater than some human word. Ollie. Had me in the last part, not gonna lie. Weiss. PFT, sorry love. I'm not good at this. Ollie. Either am I had some help. Weiss. Me too. Ollie. Oh I can't wait anymore, please speed this up so I can kiss my wife. Aster. This is why I became a wedding officiate. I now pronounce you husband and wife, you may kiss the bride. Volley pulled her in, dipped her and kissed her, she put her arms around him and kissed him back. Next memory. Doctor. Congratulations sir, you are now father of a healthy baby boy. Ollie. That's amazing. Is my wife okay? Doctor. She's doing well. Come in. He takes him to the delivery room, he sees Weiss holding their newborn son. Weiss. Your dad's here. Volley, say hello to Nicholas Schnee Lucifer. She hands their son to him. Volley. Hi, I'm your papa. The newborn reached out his hand, Volley held out his hand, the baby held his father's finger using his tiny little hand. He then hears the click of a camera, it's Klein, his wife Willow, Winter and Whitley. They are taking pictures. Whitley. Congratulations you too. Weiss. Thanks, can you do me a favor? I'm feeling really hungry all of a sudden. Willow. Is that safe? Doctor. Perfectly normal. I'll have the nurse bring something. He leaves the room to let the family enjoy their moment. Volley is almost crying tears of joy and almost wouldn't let go of his son, he would hand him back to his wife. He sees his guy friends outside. Mercury. Yo, congratulations on becoming a dad. Issei. Join us outside for a moment. Weiss. Where are you guys going? Issei. Celebratory cigar smoke. It's a guy thing. Weiss. Fair enough. Ollie. Rooftop. Hazel. Issei says that they are from where are these from again? Ren. Cuba. John. I've been there, lovely place. Issei. Tell us about it afterwards, we need to celebrate right now. They go to the roof. Issei snaps his fingers and a small flame lit up the tip of his finger. One by one, they lit their cigars. Issei. Remember, don't inhale, just hold it in your mouth and exhale. Hazel. Noted. They do as Issei advised. They began talking to Vali about their personal experience as fathers. Vali kept a mental note of everything. They then finished their cigars and head back inside. Vali couldn't stop smiling at his wife and child. Next memory. Issei and Vali are sitting together next to a bonfire in the middle of winter. Vali. How's Kuroka? Issei. Not doing too good. She can barely get out of bed most days. She put too much strain on her body, damn it. Vali. Don't blame yourself, she wanted this and knew the risk having so many children would bring. You made her as comfortable as possible, she did this for her species, they have your genes too, so they'll live. She's happy and you were there for all of the kids, don't worry about it, she'll recover. She's healing. Issei. I pray she does, I can't stand seeing her in that state. At least Lady Asaka is helping her recover. Ali. Have faith. Issei. It's not easy. Ali. But not impossible. Issei. Ali. You look tired. Issei. Only my body, I've gotten old. My spirit is willing but. Ali. You took Great Red's offer to heal your body, make it better even. Issei. But that damn curse still lingered, the pain never left me, I didn't stop feeling it, just got used to it, you know why I asked you to come here. Ali. I do know, it's too soon. Issei. I'm sorry my friend, but I'm tired, I've done everything I could in this life, and I'm happy with the outcome. My time is near, I can feel it. Ali. Mercury, Hazel, John, Ren, they already passed away, and now I have to say goodbye to you. Issei. You're not alone, you have others, don't forget about them. Ali. I just don't want to lose my brother, it's too soon. Issei. Don't make this harder than it has to be, I can't help it, I'm in pain, I want it to end, I'm tired, my kids are all grown up living their lives, my purpose on life has been fulfilled. They don't need me anymore, it's a blessing that I lived this long despite nearly dying multiple times, please don't be upset, I've already accepted it. I have a request, look after my family if they ever need help, I know I can count on you. Ali. I understand I would have looked after them without you even telling me but. What about your wives? Do they know about your condition? Issei. They know, they can tell. Especially Kuroka and our daughter, Sage users. They just won't say anything, there's no reason to. We're cherishing all the time we have left together. Ali. I did the same with Weiss, I miss her. Issei. If I'm sent to the pearly gates, I'll tell her that you miss her. Ali. Please do. Issei. You got it. Thank you, brother. And, Ali. I've upheld my promise, your descendants are safe, I'm training them personally, and I'll make sure those old traitors do not get in the way. Rest easy, my brother. Tell my wife that I miss her, every second here is an eternity without her. The lone tear fell from his eye and onto the floor. Office's memories. Klein. Ah, office, just in time. I baked almond cake, almonds from both our universes. The unending variety of ingredients, too many culinary possibilities. Willow. And we'll try making as many as possible, I've made some cardamom tea. Office. May I try? Willow. Office, you are a member of your family, you don't even have to ask, you wish to join that feel free to do so. Klein. If it wasn't for you sending Issei to our world, we never would have left, I never would have been able to be with my wife. You're the one who brought joy, prosperity and peace into our lives, it wouldn't be right if we didn't share this with you. Now, grab a seat and tell me how this tastes. He cuts a slice, fed it to her, and her smile said it all, but what really got their attention is the tear in her eye. Office. I don't need to tell you that you are a master of your craft, it's beyond words, as always you must share this with the world. Klein. No, I'd rather share it with those who appreciate it fully as you two and the kids, the people can come up with their own ideas. Willow. Well said, now, we have some ideas we'd love to discuss with you. They sit down and talk about more cakes and other types of food. Office enjoyed hearing every last bit of it as she is in the company of those who love her for who she is. Next memory. Issei. Hey Office. Office. Yes. Issei. Thank you for bringing me to Remnant, I owe you a lot. Without you, I don't believe I would have been able to find peace and meet new people, you're the greatest friend anyone can ask for. You single-handedly saved everyone in my homeworld, you're a true hero, and I doubt anyone can be a better friend than you. Thank you. He hugs the dragon of infinity, and she hugged him back. Office. But I couldn't save you, you're dying again. Issei. I am immortal, all mortals must die eventually, and you did saved me from letting my inner demons consuming me, don't forget that, goodbye, my friend. Office. Issei. Issei. Oh, don't be like that. Think, I'll get to see everyone again. Office smiles. Issei. There's that little smile. He lets go of her and begins to walk away, Office didn't cry knowing that her friend is at peace. She slowly begins to realize how immortality is a curse, but chooses to watch over his family. And, office. I hope you and our friends are at peace in the afterlife. Hey office, I brought some cake, help yourself. Office. Nice. Now. Irina's favorite memories. We start off with the wedding. And do you take Irina Shido as you lawfully wedded wife? Issei. Of course I do. And do take Issei Hayato to be your lawfully wedded husband. Irina. Heavens yes. You may now kiss the bride. The two kiss and are officially husband as wife. Next memory. Issei. Kids no flying in the house, we have the basement for that. All of his kids develop their powers and are using them whenever they feel like it. Irina. At least they are playing together. Issei. I'm afraid they'll fall. Irina. And we'll be right here to catch them. One of the kids tags Issei. Issei. Oh, it's go time. He beings to play tag with them in the air. Kuroka uses levitation magic to join the fun, followed by the other wives. The kids dogpile on their dad and he barely manages to avoid losing his balance. Next memory. Irina and Issei are on a trip in Remnant. Issei. And this is Beacon Academy, it's where we studied at first before going to Atlas. Irina. It really is amazing. So many skilled fighters. A man approaches from behind. Osbin. You did inspire them after all. The two turned around. Issei. Professor Osbin, good to see you again. It's been a while. Osbin. Good to see you too, welcome back. You must be Irina. Irina. Yes sir, but how did you know? Osbin. I'm still in contact with Ty and Crow. We hang out on occasion. Issei. Not surprising. Osbin. Come, I'll give you two a tour. Glinda has taken over and I must admit, she's better at managing the academy than I am. We might even make Atlas the second best academy. Irina. So what was Issei like as a student? Osbin. One that became the golden standard. He single-handedly ended the battle with the droids and White Fang. Filled their hearts with fear. Saved a lot of lives. Issei. I remember crossing a line that day. Osbin. Adam would have killed again and again if you didn't do what you did. You were a good student, you helped everyone in your way and saved Remnant. You created the dust fields that is vital to our economy. Without you, we would have lost most likely. Now, we can't forget how you saved Miss Scarlatina from bullies all those years ago. You are a hero, a friend, someone I am proud to call my student. Truth be told, I believe you surpassed me long ago. You were so young and yet you knew how to handle just about every situation. Your skills helped us find so many criminals. Some of them even turned their life around. I couldn't do that after centuries of reincarnation. You did what I couldn't in just 2 years. Irina. You really are incredible. I already know it, but doesn't surprise me any less. Issei. Honey, come on. He's exaggerating. Osbin. We all know I'm not. Come now, let's meet some of the teachers, I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. They greet the old teachers one by one, the students recognized him immediately and are awestruck. Student. It's really him. Student 4. He's a literal dragon, too cool. Student 23. Please teach us something. Issei. I'm not. Hort. Oh come now, one small lesson wouldn't hurt. Irina. Give it a try. Issei. Okay. The students cheer. Issei. Everyone outside. They head outside and some of the faculty followed. Issei and Irina go outside as well. Issei. Alright, one of the few things I picked up is how to manipulate dust. Dust resonates more with one's aura than it used to, so it would be hard to do this. He picks a lightning dust scale from his arm. Issei. I need a volunteer. Almost all of the students raise their arms. Issei picks a young-looking student who isn't very confident. The student hesitantly walked up to him. Issei hands him the scale. Issei. Look, you got this. Don't overthink it. Just focus your aura into it, give it a shape in your mind, let it form and block out any other thoughts. When you do, you'll know what to do. Ready? The student nods. Issei. Just aim for the sky. He backs away. The student focused her aura, gave it a shape and feels something different in her palm. She opened her palm and threw the scale upwards. A lightning bolt shot up into the sky in the shape of a dragon. The young student hears cheers from the others. Issei. You get an A+ and on your first try. You got talent. Don't squander it. Keep your chin up. Believe in yourself even if others don't. She had tears in her eyes as she hugged him, he told her exactly what she needed to hear. Others begged Issei to let them try too, but he shook his head. Issei. Sorry guys, but my wife and I are on vacation. I have a world I want to show her. So continue with your training, learn from Professor Port's stories. He shares his passion with you, don't hurt him by ignoring him. Port. Someone finally gets it. Sniff. Ooblook. Are you crying? Port. I'm only human. Linda. You heard Professor Hayato, back to class in an orderly manner. Issei. Or else. His demeanor changed to a sinister on, reminding them why he's the devil of Beacon. They immediately fell in line and did as they are told. Glinda gave him a thankful nod and he nodded back. Irina. Was that necessary? Issei. Yes, they came outside as if they were running for their lives, like wild beasts. They are old enough to know better. That and Professor Jodwich has dealt with all that for long enough. Irina. You would be a good teacher, darling. Issei. I'm already a teacher to our children. That's enough for me. Irina. Oh. Issei. Let's go see the crystal caves, which I'm not sure was a hallucination. Irina looked at his confused face and finds it adorable. She giggled. Issei. What? Irina. Oh, nothing. You're just so cute. Issei. Babe. You really know how to leave me speechless. Irina. Let's go to the caves now. I want to see it. They fly away together. Issei. I'll tell you about what I saw. I saw another me. Irina. Really? Issei. That was a real hallucination and he sang too. Irina. Oh, I must hear this. Next memory. Irina. Humming a tune. Issei. Oh, thank heaven, you're humming again. Irina. Huh? What do you mean? Issei. You hum a song or tune when you're in a good mood. You haven't done that all week. She stopped cooking, walked over to him, pulled him down and kissed him on the lips. Irina. You know me better, I know myself. You truly are a great husband. Issei. You bring out the best in me. He held her close and began to dance as well as sing. After the song. So many memories replayed before her until we get to the final memory. Issei. We're here. Irina. This place is just. Issei. Nothing compared to heaven, which I'm sure you know, but it's still beautiful. Before them is a pond, surrounded by glass and plant life. It's a clear dark sky. Irina. We can see the meteor shower perfectly from here. Issei. Exactly. It should start any moment now. Just as soon as he said it, they see a white streak fly in the skies above. Irina. You see that star? Issei. I see it. The number of meteors increased till it lit up the sky. Irina didn't say another word. She's speechless as her eyes are fixed about the astronomical event. She looked at Issei to make sure he's watching and finds him looking at her in a loving manner. Irina. Issei, why aren't you looking at the beauty above us? Issei. Why look at that when I can gaze upon the angel before me? Irina. Blushes still a flirt after all these years. Issei. How could I not? You're still the same beautiful young woman I fell in love with even though I look so old. Irina. You're still the same Issei I love and married. Issei. I love you. Irina. I love you too. Always have and always will. Issei. I regret not falling for you sooner. He kisses her. They close their eyes and forget about the meteor shower. After that, they just spend time in each other's arms. However, he feels a wave of sorts go through him. He takes a deep breath. Issei. If I had the choice of choosing between breathing and loving you, I'd use my last breath to say, I love you, goodbye my love. Irina. Oh my goodbye. She sees that he closed his eyes, still smiling, but all the colors of the dust scales are gone. Irina. Darling. He didn't respond. She tried shaking him awake, but no effect. The painful truth sinks in. She begins to cry, knowing that the love of her life has reached the end of his. She takes a deep breath. Irina. I'll miss you. She cries her heart out. Her soulmate are left the mortal plane of existence. He looks up and can see his soul ascend into heaven, appearing to become one with the shooting stars. Irina feels her family join her side and hug her. Yang. Rest easy now. Blake. Thank you. Issei. Hiroka. For everything. Cinder. We'll miss you. Ruby. We love you. Ollie. Let's go home. He helps lift the body of his deceased brother and they went back to Kuo. A grand funeral was held and before he was buried, everyone hears his voice saying thank you. And Irina sheds a tear for everyone she's lost. Rhodes. Jin. Ambrosis. Thank you for that. The two spirits now say their farewells are faded away. Their final tasks are complete and head back to the gods that created them. The family celebrates the life of the ones they lost and those who are still here. They have a good meal, be a truly blessed and happy family. They decided to take a big family photo. They gathered around Irina. The automated camera takes a picture. Irina smiles as she feels her heartbeat becomes irregular. She closes her eyes and her heart gives out. She passes away. Her head slumps onto the shoulder of the one next to her. This captured their attention and all knew instantly that she's gone. Shin. Goodbye mom. The funeral is held immediately and they buried her in a grave next to Issei's. Quite a few stayed, including Zenobia, who continues to cry and mourn her friend. Shin didn't go back into the house once he got home, he just sat in the hood of one of the many cars. He stared out into the night sky. Irina's soul ascends into heaven. She's welcomed by the souls of her family and friends. Twice. Irina welcome to heaven. She immediately ran to her friend and hugged her. Irina. Weiss, you're here and so young, and also, Volley says that he misses you. Yang. In our prime. Irina. Yang. She practically jumped on her and gave her a massive hug. Blake. Good to see you again. Nora. The whole gang is back together. Ren. Like the old days. John. We missed you. Hera. Heaven isn't heaven without you. Irina. Everyone, all of you. Are here. Her parents show up and before she could say anything, she hugged them as tight as she could. They said nothing as they hugged her back. She cried tears of happiness. Sorry if this is selfish, but don't I get a hug? Irina. That voice. Her parents let go of her and she turns around. Sees her beloved soulmate in his prime, no longer having any trace of fear and pain. She slowly started to walk towards him and then broke into a sprint. Issei sprints towards her. They have their long-awaited reunion. Issei. Welcome home, my love. Irina. I'm home. They share another kiss and everyone around them cheers. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.